All right, we're live on the internet. We made it finally.
We
Some
made it finally.
pet and technical difficulties later.
Life was happening. Life.
So thank you everybody in chat who's been so patient. Hello to Nikki and Asa and Ashton and Susanna.
I mean,
Thanks for joining us.
the regulars know us. Something's gone sideways. Hang on, we'll be there. I did remind a mom, so we might have the pleasure of being on her flippin' huge screen TV at home.
Oh no.
Oh, God. It's just
Terrifying
not the
prospect.
size my face should be ever. All right. All right. I get one of those days where you're like, that's it. I'm done adulting.
Yes, frequently.
Done.
It's
Today
just
today is that day. I'm done. I'm not
today's
done.
yeah.
There's more to do. There's always more to do. I'm gonna have to do more when we're done this. I might even answer my cell phone when it beeps at me later.
Ooh,
'Cause I have
answering
plans.
phones.
Well, I have plans this evening, so there'll be texting confirmations later today, right?
Mm.
And well, I know them. It's the mysterious Mr. B. There's no point in texting him before two. No, none. None. The plan is for him to come over because he wants to try out a new deck build.
Okay.
It's totally fine. I like playing games. I'm absolutely fine with that. Have dinner, play some games, watch some anime. This is our usual. We don't have big plans. We enjoy these activities. We are friends. We hang out together, right? Like it's the usual get together friend thing.
Yeah.
But because he knows he's not leaving till like 3:30, he won't get up till 2, which means he didn't go to bed till 4 or later.
Hmm.
So there's no point in texting him now because it's 12:30.
Yeah.
He's not awake yet. I do try to only bug people during what I know is their conscious periods, roughly. I don't always get it right. Sometimes I get it wrong, but I do try.
Cherry
Talking to
wants
people
to
when they're
know why you've barricaded yourself in your office with the chair against the door.
no, see what happens is that's the chair I bought to replace the camping chair that died, complete with extended legs for tall Jocelyn that Daddy built for her. And then she
Nice.
watched him ratchet those into place, only to turn around to have another friend moving his businesses. And him and his wife have got this thing where if they see something on sale and they think they can resell it, they'll buy it cheap. But now they're downsizing to a smaller place with a better street side curbside appeal,
Yeah.
which is that's fine. It's a part of owning a business. Like that's what you do, right? It's okay. But he had like 15 spare computer chairs, and that this isn't weird to me tells you the nature of him. So I'm now sitting on a new to me computer chair that he picked
Ah.
up for $2 a chair when an office was closing. So it's a straight up classic office chair. So now I have
Nice.
two office chairs and only space for one office chair with my current configuration. So that
So
chair now sits against the closet door, and that closet door holds, well, it'll shortly hold seasonal stuff too, because I'm downsizing everything, right? So it holds like the air conditioning unit off season, it holds house repair stuff, it holds the spare, lint rollers, like that sort of idea. That's
yeah.
what's in there. The spare pillows I need to pull out and wash so Diana has pillows next time she visits. Like they live in that closet, which is why the door's closed whenever we're recording. To get out, I gotta go that way. The door to get out is just in front of my last final stack there. My board game stack. Phaedra Douglas, you are in so much trouble right now. Don't even. So mad at her. Ugh, cats. Anyway, we didn't tune in to hear me describe my office and weird friends that I know. We're supposed to be doing WIP sprints.
Yeah. Karen has joined us, and Jude
Figured.
has joined us. Says, sorry I'm late. The bathroom ceiling plaster decided it no longer needed to be attached to the ceiling. Gotta love a leak and a
Awkward.
massive rainstorm.
Awkward.
That's rough. That sounds
That's
on par with your day so far.
oh god. You and me, babe, we're having a day. we're having a day, and I'm trying to figure out how to justify ordering dinner because I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
I 100% agree. You should
Oh.
get Mr. B to buy dinner.
I probably will because I will point out I can't afford to feed his boy eating ways, and he will just offer to buy us something from Skip the Dishes, which he only orders off the computer web terminal, and I never order off the web terminal. So technically, his account's on my computer because he doesn't do
Interesting.
things by phone. Well, he doesn't. Well, you know him. He's your brother-in-law. He doesn't do e-transfers. He doesn't do electronic banking. He doesn't.
I
The man
mean,
pays his
honestly,
rent with checks.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Honestly,
kind of dude he is,
off
and
the
that's where his
grid.
comfort is. He prefers
I
it, and I don't have a problem with it because I don't use Skip the Dishes on the web thing. I use it on my phone, so I just let him have his account on my computer. I don't care. It's the same way as like I share stuff with my mom. Whatever, it's
yeah.
fine. My mom can log into some of my stuff from her computer because I logged in once on her computer, and I probably never bothered to log off. Point of record, I don't care if my mom can get into my Ravelry page or my Gmail. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
fine.
it's,
It's
it's
fine.
probably safe.
It's my mom. The worst thing that'll happen is I'll wander in and it'll be organized on me. That'll confuse me. I wonder how bored she got. She decided that was a project she wanted to take on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't organize my stuff. It's a chaos, mess of gremlin-y chaosness, and that's the way I like it.
Oh, and Tracy is also in chat, only here for 30 minutes, going out today.
Ooh, well. Hi, bye. Glad you stopped in. I need a project to work on. I don't know.
And chat agrees that you deserve to have dinner bought for you, because it's already been a day
Just,
and you can be done with the day. The
just
day is done.
now, my plaster did not fall off my bathroom ceiling. But there are good days as a pet owner, and there are bad days as a pet owner. Today is a bad pet owner day.
I spent two and a half
Just,
hours on an hour and 20-minute drive yesterday, if that makes anyone feel any better.
why?
Well, see, we went to Royal Ontario Museum. They had a dino night after dark, like adults only,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
drinking
yeah. I
at the
remember you
museum.
telling me
Yeah,
that you were going to go do that. Yeah.
yeah. There should still be some pictures up on our Instagram stories if anybody wants to check
Ooh,
those out.
lovely.
But the gist of this is when it's not rush hour, it's like an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes to get there.
Yes.
And we were driving through during rush hour, so I'm like, okay, add an extra like 30 to 40 minutes. That was not enough. That was not
It would
enough.
not have been enough.
I needed an extra 90 minutes to have been on time.
Okay. Well, rush hour really messes with things, especially in an actual metropolitan area like
Yeah,
Toronto.
this was my first experience driving during rush hour. And I thought since we were going into Toronto as opposed and everybody would be coming out of Toronto, I thought it would be easier, but no, it was not.
Nope, that's not how
It
that
was not.
works.
So, note to self, if you're
Cute that you think so.
driving any direction on the 401 during rush hour, add 90 minutes. Or, double the amount of time you think. Whatever amount of time it takes when there's no traffic, double it. That's what I learned yesterday. So I spent
Uh,
2.5 hours in the car. And then it
so
was only
long
like an
as
hour and 10
you
minutes to get home.
learnt your lesson? No, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know what the lesson there is. It's just like, wow, I did not realize. I did not realize.
Oh, I
Jude
need to.
is asking, "Did you wear your sweater?" Yes, of course I wore my sweter. That was the whole point. I
It would
had
have
I
been
had my sweater, and I had the
crazy
Stegosaurus
not.
purse that Sherry got me, and I had
God, I love that
my
purse.
Stegosaurus and T-Rex earrings that I don't have on right now, so I don't know why I'm pointing. But I had dinosaur earrings and a dinosaur sweater and a dinosaur purse, and we met up with sibling and a couple of friends, and I made each of them a little crochet triceratops yesterday.
Okay,
So they had little dinosaur friends to go see dinosaurs with.
excellent. I was just gonna go. Did you make them dinosaurs?
Obviously.
Because
Yeah. I made
that
2 more little
is
dinosaurs
a big sibling
that I, of course,
job.
didn't take any pictures of, so when we record the podcast, I'll just have to be like, and I made 2 dinosaurs I can't show you.
Well, you could always just ask the sibling to send you a picture of his 2 dinosaurs.
Well, that's true.
Oh my god. I need to do the super awkward thing with the super awkwardness. Guys, I'm reading instructions. I
Nikki needs a woolly teapot cover. Teapot cozy. Cozy. That's the word. Teapot cozy. Yes,
Oh
I
my
agree. You definitely
god.
do.
I
I
want a
want to make.
teapot cozy so bad. So bad. I
I'm not
haven't found the
typically.
perfect teapot cozy cover pattern. I'm on the hunt. And
I'm not typically a
I don't
fan
want to
of frilly things, but
stain
I want a really
or a
fiddly like
melon.
toadstool one, like a
I
fairy
want
house with the little toadstools.
an over the top, garishly loud teapot cozy cover. So when I pull it out, I look as ridiculous as possible with matching coasters.
Oh, can I show you
I,
some yarn that I got for a project that
Absolutely.
I might work on today?
Ooh, I was supposed to check my mailbox to see if your package arrived. I
I should check the
forgot.
track. Woo! I
Guys,
should check the
she
tracking to see
mailed
if
me
that
stuff.
arrived. I
She mailed
did.
me stuff. Yeah.
But
She
look at
didn't
these
mail me
incredibly bright
herself, so I
colors.
feel like, where did you get those? God, that's yellow. Green?
It's just impeccable. So the green is apparently this ridiculous electric green is jasmine green,
Sure.
and this like it actually isn't glowing as much on camera as it does in person, but this is great punch.
Oh, Grape Punch is really vibrant in person.
Yeah,
I
they're
know the
actually
Grape
they
Punch color.
look
I don't know the Jasmine Green though. When I think Jasmine, I think like um that Disney movie, Aladdin.
yeah,
That's the
right?
word. I started
This is
dancing
not the color
because
I
that's
think of
gonna
when I
help.
think of a jasmine green.
No.
Oh, there, okay. How it looks right now on camera is roughly how it looks in real life. It is that bright.
Is this
Anyway, these
for some potion bottles?
these are for the dinosaur hat for the new little baby that's on its way very soon.
Oh, that's amazing.
So this is an
You got to cast that on today.
yeah. So I think I'm just gonna crochet it and I'll make it up because it's a newborn sized hat
Oh yeah,
with some spikes.
yeah. It won't be hard if you do that.
But does anybody know off the top of their head how big a newborn sized head is? And I'll make it
You
just a
know,
little bit bigger.
just look up any free newborn hat
That's true. I could
in
just do that.
crochet, and it'll give you numbers.
This is true. I could just do that. So I have many
Me
choices of
too.
things to work on today. And if I'd been a little more prepared, I could have set up the spinny wheel and it could have told me what I was working on.
That's fine. I need to hang on. I'm reading instructions. Next stitch together with first stitch next row. Place marker.
Also says, I picked up my birthday yarn today. I want to cast on something right away. I bought a colorway called Thunder Sky, and wow.
Okay.
Thunder is that going to be like
That
dark
sounds.
grays and blues and like
I
flashes of
mean,
lightning or something?
if it isn't dark grays and blues and like super moody, we're just gonna get a torrential downpour, then it shouldn't be called Stormy Sky. Does that make sense? If it doesn't look
Mm.
like death rolling in on the skyline, is it Stormy Sky? I'm gonna do the super awkward thing, which I
It's
know
so
sounds
moody,
so like
apparently.
so moody. Excellent.
Okay, should I be reasonable or should
No,
I be unreasonable?
unreasonable.
So I'll show you the reasonable option of things I have collected on my desk over the last few days that I'm going to work on.
Always gonna say that.
The reasonable thing is if we remember the Red Wing Blackbird socks and how
We
the
do.
cuffs are slightly different.
Yes.
Mr. Diana has requested that I make them the same.
Okay.
So one thing I want to do today is unravel a few rows of the solid yellow cuff and replace it with some of the main color.
Okay.
So that's the reasonable thing that I can probably do almost entirely in 25 minutes. And then I could have a thing done.
Yes.
The unreasonable thing is start the dinosaur hat.
Start the dinosaur hat. I don't know why you're asking me. I
Karen says,
always.
unreasonable. Why are you even asking? Have you met us? Okay, apparently I'm working on the unreasonable thing. Okay. And because this is a hat and not amigurumi, I want a reasonable sized hook. So I think I want my 5mm. Where did I put that? I was using it recently. Oh, you know what? It's in my ergonomic hook is in this other crochet project that I'm going to work on today. But I'm going to steal it temporarily.
Oddly enough.
Liz has joined us for a short time. Excellent. Lisa says the hand brace came off yesterday. I have 2 functional quotations thumbs.
Excellent.
I'm still a little scared to knit. I think I'll stick with crochet for a bit. I can crochet with the brace, so nice. Well, congratulations on your 2 functional thumbs. 2 thumbs up. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That I rolled my eyes before I finished hearing you say what you were saying tells you how much I know you. I am glad.
Karen's first sprint is going to be folding laundry and hanging up the load I just took out of the machine. That sounds downright reasonable. What happened to this being unreasonable? Okay, before I officially start the timer, I need to look up a little baby hat pattern.
Okay.
So that I know roughly how big I'm making this thing. Okay, so if it's worsted weight, I need a free pattern that is a hat. No, that's under accessories. Hat for baby. Okay, yield most basic. Baby hat. That'll work. How about this cute little hat with a bow? That'll work. Available for free. Excellent. Okay. Now, how big am I making this thing? Baby. Okay, it says the crown should be 5 inches, the circumference should be 14 to 15 inches, and the height should be about 6 inches. And I'm going to do this in just single crochet because that's easy. I don't need a rundown of the basic stitches. I don't want the toddler size. I want, or the child size. I want. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to leave this little chart up here and I will figure it out.
What are you doing?
Nikki's accusing me of not being sorry for my bad joke. You're right, I'm not sorry in the slightest.
Sorry for her bad jokes.
I'm only sorry if somebody's actually offended.
This is your mother saying it's a bad idea. Don't do it. I will throw something at you.
Sherry says, I saw a hack where they use a beauty blender for ergonomic hook cushion. Just cut a hole in the center. I have also seen that.
What a waste of a good beauty blender. Okay.
I mean, if you get like dollar store ones that are
you should be using those on your face. Mind you, most people don't clean their beauty blenders properly, so yeah, use your beauty blender. No.
Jude says, I decided my dragon is going to become a dinosaur because I can't be bothered to make wings and spines. Fair enough.
I've done that.
Karen says the unreasonable part was me not doing the laundry all day and being stuck with it now. Fair enough.
Also a thing.
Nikki says hubby is putting together a new kitchen cart at the moment, so I guess that is his WIP sprint. Perfect. All right, so we're 20 minutes in. Shall we actually start our first WIP sprint?
Yeah, go for it. I've already been fiddling with stuff.
Okay, I'm going to start.
That's what I do in the background. Phaedra, go find something else to get in trouble with.
Okay, one. And I've already messed it up. Split the yarn. Good job.
Nope. Or maybe.
2, 3.
My crochet hook's jammed in here too. I should deal with that.
4.
This is not where crochet hooks belong.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Even all the same length. Yes, you are. Okay. I feel like you're the same size. So here's this tiny, tiny books. Something in something cup.
Uh-huh.
And I store tweezers and crochet hooks and double point needles in it. Because it's tiny.
Cute.
I got a book box to do a review of once years ago. And it was in the box. I loved it. And if I could still read physical books, I'd absolutely would have a book monthly subscription thing going on because so good.
I like the idea of it, but the reality is I'm not reading that fast right now. So also my hold list at the library is always so long.
I like doing it to find new authors. Could you please? My mom was asking me the other day. She's like, "Do you like your Google over your Samsung? Like, is there huge differences?" I'm like, "Nah, it's small things, because they do things just a touch differently."
Oh yeah, they all do.
I said that, and now, of course, I'm struggling with the swipe schedule for the. What are you? I think you're the size I want. Take a picture. Because I don't have headphones plugged in. Oh, you are. My original idea didn't work, but the new and improved idea might work.
What is new and
Because
improved about the idea?
I start stuff, not the word I initially want to go with, and I craft myself into a corner.
That's unfortunate.
I've been making these Point Edwards mitts,
Mm-hmm.
and they take a 3.75 millimeter because I want a nice dense gauge.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the needle size recommended in pattern, which I usually don't do
Uh-huh.
because I knit
I see where this
tightly.
is going.
I also really wanted to try out the small 9-inch circular needles. But now I'm left sort of struggling on how to do the thumb.
You have anything in the right size?
I have some double point needles in the right size.
Oh, that'll work.
Which will work. Now I just need to get the stitches on the double point needles. I figured worst case scenario, I would just, because I know I have 4 millimeter double point needles, that I would just use a 4 millimeter double point needle and knit tightly. Make sure I knit tightly rather than just my regular knitting. It's a thumb. It's not that big of a thing.
Oh, Tracy's heading out. Have a great day, everyone. We'll WIP sprint in the car. Hubby's driving.
Ooh, have fun.
I was lamenting yesterday as we sat in the standstill that was the 401 that I did not bring any knitting because, I was driving and didn't anticipate having knitting time, and I could have knit despite the fact that I was driving.
You were doing the 401 during rush.
It was mistakes. It was a lot of mistakes.
Crazy lady.
One day, I'm going to remember that driving to Brampton and taking the train is an option. Because the reason I can't take the train from here is because it really only runs during rush hour and like a few times during the day, but like after 6:30 there is one more train at like 9:30, and if you miss it, that's it until like 5 a.m. the next day.
Okay.
There are buses, but the bus takes 3 hours where the train takes just like an hour and 20.
Because
So I
that
really want
doesn't
to
demonstrate
avoid
how bad buses are in Canada. I don't know what will.
yeah, so I would like to avoid taking buses if I can. But the train keeps going out to Brampton every hour until like midnight or like 1 or something. So I could just drive to Brampton, skip all the nonsense that is the 401 around Toronto, and take the train in, which is only 45 minutes from there.
Yeah.
And the train doesn't have to deal with traffic, and then I'm just there in downtown Toronto where I can, take transit. Which is still going to have problems during rush hour because it's rush hour, but I will get to Toronto a lot faster.
Yes, you would. All right.
Although, to be fair, the main problem with yesterday's drive was just outside of, like, it was just past Cambridge, I think. They had mysteriously removed 2 lanes of traffic. They weren't
It wouldn't
doing
have
anything,
helped.
they just marked off 2 lanes of traffic at a point where a bunch of highways are all merging together. So that was good for like 20 minutes. A part of the drive that should have taken 2 minutes took 20. That's the part I could have knit during. Lasai.
Feel bad,
Okay.
but I'm stuck on the bus, so
Transit, good. Can we have more of that?
we have good transit. I'm
Can we
sorry,
have
I'm gonna
good
be
transit?
specific. Can we have good transit?
I would love to have good transit. It'd be really cool if I didn't need to own a car.
Unfortunately, you live in a car-centric world, my dear.
I do, but I can dream.
You can, but it means giving up some of the stuff that you guys do.
I mean, as it is, I pretty much only use my car to go to Toronto and to buy groceries.
So you're doing good. All right, there we go. We're on double point needles. I should make this just so much easier. In theory. There, double point needle. You just need 2 to put stitches on too. Why do I
Increase.
do this to myself? Oh well, whatever.
Increase.
Just make sure you do the same thing on the other mitten. I forgot and I attached it right side facing out.
Oh no.
So my one row of knitting is a pearl bump at the bottom of my thumb on the outside.
Uh oh.
Not changing it, not going back. Since the rest of the thumb is ribbing, it's fine.
Increase. And 1. Susanna's got her Karen Shells and Clusters crochet shawl. That
Oh,
sounds cute.
nice.
Might have to look up
Yes.
what that is. Liz is off to a quilt show and to get groceries.
Mm. Groceries.
Sherry says it's hard to plan a cost-effective, comprehensive public transit system given the urban spread in North America.
It is very difficult given the urban spread in North America and the car culture that we have all been raised with.
Karen says call your Pearl Bump a design feature.
I sure am.
Also asks, can you do car share in Canada? We have that option, just getting a car when we need it, paying a small monthly rent and paying for gas/charging.
Diana did that for a while.
I did do that for a while. I don't know if that's a thing here. It was a thing in Winnipeg.
It is a thing in Winnipeg, yes.
I haven't seen anything around here, but I also haven't been looking. Maybe. Thank you for reminding me that that's an option and that I should Google that, because I haven't obviously seen anything, but that's just that I haven't seen anything. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
True story. I realized I'm done reading the pattern. I can make you full screen again. Slightly awkward with only 3 DPNs, but I'm making it work.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yes, okay, I have the right number of stitches. I don't want to have to do any more thinking, and I'm just going to open a tab that has a nice crochet spiral with the increases spread out for me pattern, because I'm not trying to make a hexagon. Because if you stack all the increases, you get points, and your circle isn't especially circular.
No, you're not supposed to stack your points when you do that.
But the easy way of counting ends up stacking the increases. So I'm going to just pull up a pattern.
To remember why I don't enjoy knitting on top point needles.
No, I don't want to do a double crochet spiral. No. Crochet spiral. Oh wait, no, not a spiral. How about crochet circle? Here we go. Is it this one? Is this gonna help me? These look nice and smooth. Okay. You're still stacking.
Again, if all you're making is a newborn baby crochet hat that you plan to put spikes on, just make the pattern.
Yes, I suppose. Oh wait, here we go. This is the thing that I'm thinking of. It's got a picture of a nice round circle, and it's got a picture of a nice pointy circle. And I want perfectly round. This is what I want.
Suppose I should take a look at the baby sweaters I've got saved and figure out which one I'm going to make for the arrival in January at some point.
Don't stop. Oh my god, everything's popping up. This website is so hard to read, I swear.
I don't
okay,
disbelieve
I just
you.
have 24 stitches. Okay, so now this has me doing chain spiral things. Okay, you know what? I'm wasting too much time with this. Okay. Karen says, I always do thumbs on 3D PNs.
That's what I'm doing, and I'm not enjoying it.
And also says, I made a hat with an Elsa braid a few years ago. Just made a simple crochet hat. I think that's what I'm going to go for. This is fine. It's fine. Made a flat circle and just increased for a hat. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I was just trying to avoid pointy bits, but you know what? It's going to get stuck on a round thing, so it'll be fine. It's fine. One, two, three. Increase.
Good news is I'm on the thumb.
You gonna have a finish for tomorrow?
Half. I have a half. In theory, I could have a finish, but let's be honest. I'm gonna get distracted and go play cards and watch anime later. You know, I won't.
I'm severely tempted to buy Baldur's Gate and disappear into that for a week, which I know I should not do, but I really want to.
Listen, you need to sit down and have some game time. Put it in your schedule.
It is in my schedule. We're gonna play
Yeah,
some
that's
games on
gaming with
Tuesday.
me.
Yeah.
That's with me. We already
Oh,
have
you.
a laundry list of games
Yeah, but I want to play that game.
because it's new and shiny.
Well, yeah. It's also why I haven't bought it right away because it's like $80.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We have some Divinity Original Sin we could play.
Ooh, that would be good. I would enjoy that.
Do some of that.
There'll be spikes everywhere, and that'll be the thing everyone sees. Yes, this is so bright. This is cheerful, and it's machine washable acrylic because baby stuff.
It's handy. And a lot of people are quite addicted to acrylic baby stuff. She's lying quietly on my foot. I think she's figured out she's in trouble.
Oh, but look how cute I am. You don't want to be mad at me.
I'm still mad at her.
Raspberry has joined us, and Maritza's Yarn and Crafts.
Hello, 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 hello.
Raspberry says, no whips for me. I have to clean the trailer that just got back from warranty work. Boo. Sounds boring. That's not crafting. No, it's fine. WIP sprints are
Yesterday,
for whatever you want to work on.
I cut out a dress pattern. We're gonna loosely. I loosely had a pattern in my head and kind of did the thing that you do when you've been doing something for a really long time and you're kind of like, I know I don't actually need to do it and it's for fun, so I'm going to do this instead. That's what I actually did. So I have some thick jersey knit that's royal blue on the outside and white on the inside and not at all even remotely opaque. Like it's solid. See through nothing on this. And I have this nice, very old, mostly worn out polka dot dress that is an excellent T length. I may have laid the jersey polka dot knit dress out on top of the royal blue jersey knit fabric, pinned it out nice and flat, and I may have cut out around the dress with seam allowance, and I may have pinned that together yesterday.
I see. You just may have mostly made a dress yesterday.
I may have mostly just gone, this is exactly what the dress I wear is like, minus a center seam in the back is what I've done. That's what I did. So that I pinned that, so measured the yardage, laid it out, pinned it, made sure it was flat. Erin was over visiting yesterday, so she was watching me do this, asking me sewing questions. Cut it out, put the right sides together so the wrong sides were out. Because of course I was not paying attention and I pinned it down on the right side of the fabrics. Whatever. I wasn't repinning. It's fine. Pull the front and back apart, put them back together, pinned them in the right places, folded up, set it on the chair. I already had a dress that needed um, pinning for the top part of the dress done. So I laid that down and I pinned that. And then I cut out the waistband for the waistband of the pocket for the green plaid striped skirt. Pinned those together, pinned the sides of that skirt. And then I have a shorter woolen one. Did the same thing, pinned the sides together, pinned the pockets together so that they're ready to sew, and pinned the waistband together so it's ready to sew. I have that many pins, people. I still have a metric boatload of pins. Then I talked fabric and like decided the next few things, and I measured out how much yardage I have of the pumpkins. And now I have like some serious thinking to do about the pumpkin fabric. On the serious thinkage front.
Hmm.
So, but I did measure it out. It is in fact 8 yards of quilted cotton with a Art Deco pumpkin theme that I want to turn into clothing. But I'm debating. Because of course I'm debating. Because it's 5¼ yards, which is probably a measurement that doesn't mean anything to you, to make the walking
Afraid not.
skirt in all sizes. Now, you always want to add extra yardage when you're dealing with directional prints, period, prints, plat. If it's not solid, you want extra to deal with the fact that if you want to try to match, it's a thing. Guys, I don't generally bother to match. I just add extra because I'm tall. So I was like, okay, 6 feet, which leaves me 2 feet left over. But the fabric is 44 inches wide, not 45 inches wide, because one side of the strip has the white band from the quilted cotton. So I can't take those last 2 yards and easily make a circle skirt. Because again, it's a directional print. The pumpkins
Hmm.
really need to be running up and down the correct way. So I could do a shorter paneled skirt and make, instead of making a simple half circle skirt, complicate the ever loving out of it and make a skirt that's shorter and potentially make it a pinafore or like have bag material afterwards so I could make like some pumpkin bags for myself. Or do I stick to the walking skirt and just have an awkward 2 yards of fabric? And quilting fabric will gather. I Yes, I could literally just cut the 2 yards in half and have a yard on each side, gather it in, and have a skirt that's shorter that gathers in bulk at the waistline. And I'm already quite large at my waistline. I don't require additional assistance there. Ever. Period. It's not, no, no. We want to put some bustle in the back. I'm totally fine to make my butt look bigger because I don't have a glorious shaped posterior. I have a very flat Caucasian posterior. So that's how that rolls. So I'm fine adding bulk to my butt, but I do not want to ever add bulk to my front.
And the whole
Pleats
thing with all
are
those silhouettes
doable.
is like flat front, right?
Gatherers are not flat fronts.
What am I thinking of?
Walking skirt is flat front. It's Basically, it's a flat version of what a word when you fold the fabric. Not a pin tuck.
Pleat?
Dart. No, not a dart. Pleat. Yes, pleat. I am fine with pleats. I hate keeping them crisp. Does that make sense?
Hmm. That does
And
sound
an
annoying.
uncrisp pleat drives me bonkers. If I could ignore the pleat when it gets uncrisp, it would be fine. And I would just do a pleat. But
Ding.
uncrisp pleats drive me up the flippin' wall. Up the flippin' wall. So that's not going to work. So I'm kind of just like, oh, I love the idea of the floor length walking skirt with the pumpkin
Um,
fabric. But I could make a tea length pinafore dress.
Karen suggests you could make it gathered in the back and straight in the front.
Yeah, but there's no give in the fabric. So whatever I don't have in the front when I go walking, I'm gonna have to have it balanced on the side and the back so that I have enough diameter circumference of my hemline to walk. Because it's not a pencil skirt. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
bodycon dress. It's a quilting cotton. It is a hardcore woven fabric with no give.
And Jude suggests could you not use the pumpkin material as triangle accent panels in between plain colored panels to make a half or three-quarter or full circle skirt?
I could check to see I have some black fabric. Because then I absolutely could just do a gored circle skirt with that 2 yards and have them as accent pieces. That is not an idea I had thought of. That is doable if I've got black fabric. I think I have black fabric. I know the Halloween person doesn't have black fabric just everywhere. It's in hard. It gets used a lot. I generally am not running around with an overabundance of black fabric.
Oh, I guess I should start the timer for our short break.
Yes.
All right, this is the break timer. Everybody get some tea, dehydrate, rehydrate, decide your next project. I'm going to put this one to the side.
I had to put the thumb down. I can't with the thumb. It's gonna have to be piecemeal. Oh, DPNs are so futzy. I don't like them.
I'm going to eat some of this food that I brought up here. Crinkle, crinkle.
Good idea. But I can get ready for the next project.
Cliff bars were on sale, so I may have bought many of them, and I'm very happy with this decision.
Cliff bars are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care, like, yeah, you can do the homemade versions. I've made the homemade versions. They're not the same. They're not as tasty. Cliff bars are better. The homemade ones don't even come close. Like, if it came close, sure. But the crunchy peanut Cliff bars, I can't even get close with a homemade version.
I like the chocolate chip ones.
That's fair. I love the crunchy peanut butter ones. I'm so hungry. Okay. I'm gonna make squares for our second sprint because I'm getting close to finishing the last 84 squares I need to make. And quite frankly, the whole floor behind me from here to here is just bags. Bags of stuff. Bags of stuff that I need to deal with. Because I went looking for one thing. So all of my craft storage exploded. Which I
Rosemary says
suppose
I
is how it
opened
works.
my sink cover and a bottle of hand sanitizer exploded and then dried in the heat. That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
Everybody's having a day today.
Uh-huh.
And Sherry says Jen buys the fluffy marshmallow type bars that are the yummiest, healthy things I have ever eaten.
Cliff bars are very tasty. Now you have to find the Cliff bar you like, because like everything else, it's a flavor thing, right? But for me, classic crunchy peanut butter all the way. Classic crunchy peanut.
I don't think they had the peanut butter ones. They've got
Well,
like,
it's
and then
because
they also don't have the. I like the chocolate chip mint ones, like the chocolate mint ones.
yeah, they
I
don't
haven't
make
seen
those
those
as
around
often.
here.
Yeah, that's okay. I was looking at the ingredients list for fruitcake because I need to make it next month. Because it needs to sit for a couple of months to be a proper fruitcake. With the occasional addition of more liquids, so it's not dry, gross fruitcake, but home, tasty, yummy fruitcake.
Mm.
If you don't think fruitcake is yummy, it's because you've had bad fruitcake. No, if you don't like fruitcake because chewy things aren't your deal, that's totally fair because fruitcake is quite chewy.
Chewy is fine. It's gummy I don't like.
Yeah, if it's gummy or dry, it's done wrong.
Jello's like right on the edge.
Jello, I'm not. Souffles, jellos, mousses, like I'll eat them, but I'm not looking for them. Does that make sense? Like I'm like, pudding, yeah, it's fine, but the only like pudding I'll go and want to make is like rice pudding.
We're
Otherwise, I'm kind of like,
talking British puddings, not North American puddings. Yes?
yes. Well, both really.
Hmm. Pudding versus custard?
Yeah, it's kind of a pudding versus custard thing. I think it's just there's a lack of anything going on in there. It's like quiches. People tell me I should like them, and they're not wrong. I should. But I am so meh about quiches.
That's fine.
But when you do the hard boiled egg in like the vinegar water, forget what that's called.
Poached?
I think so. Anyway, I react badly to eggs. I will still eat them every once in a while because eggs are tasty and vegan eggs are not the same. Um,
No.
Vegan eggs are not the same. They're fine in baking. I don't notice the difference, but when you do, yeah, I think it's poached. Anyway, when you do the eggs, you got the water, but you got like the splash of vinegar in the water. I like those.
Ding.
But
Right
guys,
then.
remember, I pull apart vegan sausages and I make chickpea um, hash with it. So I'll take the sausage or deer sausage and I'll put it in the pan and I'll cook it. So out of the casing. And then I will put in chickpeas and mash the chickpeas in after the sausage is cooked with some usually butter, if I'm honest. So you get a nice crispy crisp. And I make a chickpea hash that I enjoy eating with some
That sounds
onions
good.
and whatever veggies I got floating around the house.
Oh,
And
fun
then there's
fact, if you
more,
want to horrify a table full of vegans,
sure.
uh, talk about frying tofu in bacon grease.
I mean, tasty. But if they only eat tofu because they're vegan, also would be appalling to them, yes. I eat tofu because it's tasty.
I also eat it because it's tasty, and if you fry it in bacon grease, it's even tastier.
That would be the bacon. That would be the bacon, my dear.
Yeah, I mean, you fry anything in salty grease and it's just better.
That's the thing. All right, project two.
Karen
I'm going
says
to do
I'm mean.
a. She is mean.
Okay, one of them thought that was hilarious, and I think the other ones thought I was a monster. But it was at a wedding, so they couldn't run away. They were
I was
stuck
at
with
a
me.
wedding, so they couldn't run away. I only do that sort of thing if somebody's aggressive about something. Take your pick. Like I will, in their mind, be the polar opposite in political views. If you're going to be that jerk at the table, I will sit there and argue the other
One
point.
of the people was one of those vegans where it's their main personality trait is being vegan.
It's
Just
not a
one.
personality trait, it's a soapbox.
No, it was their main personality trait.
God. Makes them boring. Like you don't want to know people whose personality trait is I'm vegan. Like there's more to being a human than what you eat.
So it was sometime around there where I started mentioning, "Oh, tofu's great. I love frying it in bacon grease." To the table full of vegans.
Yup.
Sorry, catching up on chat before I start the timer for the next sprint.
Okay.
Nikki has posted a picture of the current tea setup for the WIP Sprint in the Facebook group.
Ooh, beautiful.
Sherry says, thank you for the reminder. She needs to make plum pudding soon.
Yes, it is that time for like the desserts that need to sit to be made.
Karen asks, custard is the milk, sugar, and starch plus whatever flavor, and egg yolks if you enjoy salmonella. Well, you cook it, so there shouldn't be any salmonella. But yeah, I have never made a proper custard. My experience with custard is like the pudding cups, like the snack pack pudding cups, or like the Jello instant pudding. But I have watched cooking shows where they made a custard, and that sounds right.
It's just they're fine and they taste fine, but I'm not. I'd rather have a milkshake. Like there's other ways and tastier ways to consume a creamy texture, which that just sounds dirty. But that's not the point.
And we're all being 12-year-old boys again.
Okay. I do acknowledge that that's where my brain went. So that's fine. But I like snacks with like some crunch. Guys, I will sit down and eat half a cucumber and carrots. Happy. Or
Cucumber that's been
toast.
sitting in vinegar for a little bit.
No. Pickles?
Just like,
Oh, I have a jar of pickles in the fridge. I could have brought my jar of pickles over and I could have had baby dill pickles while we did this.
well, too late now. It's just too late now.
Ah. Well, no, my teacup's almost empty, so at the next
Oh,
moment
that's
I
where
gotta
that
go.
yarn went. I've been trying to untangle this yarn for like a minute, and I just realized that it's wrapped all the way around my project bag, and then like down on the floor and wrapped around my foot. Let me just fix this, and I'll start the timer for the new sprint.
How?
I don't know how.
Okay.
I was just talking, and suddenly there's this mess. I really don't know how I managed that. It's impressive, really. If I do say so myself. Okay, this other one's not so bad.
The real question is I've got some like red brown stretchy fabric. I'm trying to work through my net fabrics, right? I've got enough of it to make a circle skirt and have a lot of leftovers, or do I make another stretchy knit dress? It's also my other current debate.
So I'm never eating vanilla pudding again.
It's fine, but I won't go for it. It's not a thing I'm looking for.
Jude says custard belongs on top of a sponge cake, cooked on top of fruit like plums or cherries. Custard is not meant to be eaten alone. Teen will dispute this.
Okay, listen, the teen that I know personally thinks that ketchup is a commodity that should be doled out in 3/4 and half cup measurements. It feels like for her food products.
That is only acceptable if you're making a ketchup-based sauce.
Never watched my niece eat fries.
No, I have not.
Of her plate is like ketchup. It's a lot of ketchup or mayo.
The fries
like
are
if
a
she's on a
ketchup
mayo
conveyance?
kick. The fries are either a ketchup or mayo conveyance. Yes.
I think I need to swap out this color. But I'm going to start the timer for the next sprint. So I hope everybody's ready. Okay. And sprint.
I'm creeping closer to being finished this blanket, which I would really like to do.
Oh no, that means my scissors are on this table somewhere.
You buried your table, didn't you?
Yep. Does anybody know where on this mess I put those?
In the corner under that one thing.
Yeah, I know, right? But under which one thing?
That I couldn't tell you.
That is paperwork that I'm annoying paperwork that I'm ignoring.
Did
I put you in?
There's always paperwork.
Nope.
Paperwork's the worst.
Well, I'll find those eventually, but in the meantime, other scissors.
Multiple scissors.
Yeah, obviously, for when you can't find that first thing of scissors, that first set.
I think I should take that red brown fabric and make another knit dress out of it. Because the one I'm working on the paisley print has come together really easy.
I don't think this is going to be enough to make it through another row of even like double crochet windows. I don't think that's going to happen. This blue will, though. So that can go in there to become part of my magic knot ball later. Ooh, no, no, no!
See, now my brain's trying to figure out if I've got
It
black
ran away under the
fabric.
desk again. Oh my god! You
Yep.
are very annoying yarn, sir.
I'm making a granny square. I've made
I'm throwing
well
things on the
over.
floor. It's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I've made over
I am making
130
distressing
of
sounds.
these.
Sorry, you're making 30 of what now?
I've made over 130 granny squares so far for this
That's
blanket. I'm not done. Why
Oof.
do I do these big projects? I know it's because I love them, but why do I do these big projects?
Karen says, I'm trying to remember the name of that British TV show in the early 2000s that did science experiments and once filled a swimming pool with custard and walked on it. Well, that would make me never want to eat custard again.
I was like, yeah.
Sherry asks, did you make adjustments for bust darts on your pin dress, or is the jersey stretchy enough?
Oh, the jersey stretchy enough. I don't have to do that.
Okay.
There's jersey that has like stabilizing polyester or rayon in it. And then there's jersey that goes wee when you pull on it. I have the on the stretchy side. I also double checked to make sure that the wee stretchy side of the fabric was the fabric that would be going over the girls so that I could have a snug fit across the chest and still have drape everywhere else without having to do darts for structure. So, you know, things. And on the blue dress, there's no sleeves because this dress has no sleeves, and I need dresses with no sleeves. I also need dresses with sleeves.
Okay. I will come back and weave you in later. Oh, wait. Nope, that needs to be a double crochet. Changing colors
Okay.
with marled yarn
Yeah.
at the start of a new row.
Okay.
That was way too many yarn ends. Okay, you know what? That yarn just wants to be on the floor. It can be on the floor. I'm done. I'm done picking it up off the floor. It can just stay there.
Why did you put it back on the table you're working from?
Because I thought, maybe pinning it behind my keyboard would keep it on the table, and
Nope.
it did not. So it's just fine. It's how it is.
Universe says no. Universe says no.
Jude is making dragon legs. Karen says, how do you sew up knit fabric if you don't have a serger? Just zigzag?
Zigzag.
I'm having so much trouble remembering how to do a double crochet. Ha.
The most annoying thing about knit fabric on the face of the planet is that it's knit fabric. Sewing it is a like just it's a right royal pain in the mother butt. It's just the most annoying thing to sew on the planet. The best thing about knit fabrics is that you don't need to finish the ends on your inside seams because it doesn't fray. Ever. You can just sew your seam and walk away. You don't have to worry if it's going to fray. You don't have to worry if it's going to wear and tear that way. That's not what the knit fabric's going to do. A woven fabric, you need to watch on your wear and stuff, but a little more patient with your hemming on the inside and you're fine. So
there we go.
There's no finishing details on the inside of my summer dresses that I've made myself. I literally If it's a thick knit and the royal blue's a thick knit, I'm not even going to do handmade bias around the edge. I'm just going to fold it over and do it top stitch to give it this look because I don't have to do anything else other than that. I just have to make a finished edge on the inside of the sleeve and the inside of the neckline and a hem on the bottom. And that's it. So like there are benefits to jerseys and there are downsides to jerseys. You also can't really repair jersey knit
Hmm.
unless you're into the obvious seaming. Like if you're into the making visible repairs and making the visible repair an art statement, then you can. And I've got a
Yeah.
baby doll dress that I've had for like, oh my word, almost 20 years that has literally just has got worn spots. I've had it for nearly 20 years. It's a jersey knit dress. I wear it a lot. I need to sit down and put it in a frame in a couple of spots, and I need to literally embroider those holes closed. And you're going to see a pucker or a detail. Like, there's no way to do it super smoothly where they are. So, screw it. I'm teaching myself how to make little daisy flowers on chains because it's like a cobalt blue summer dress, and I always wear it with like a white cardigan or a white vest, my white lacy vest. So like it's already got hardcore hippie vibes. We're just
Mm-hmm.
owning the hardcore hippie vibes. So there's going to be little patch squares and little daisy chain embroidery embellments holding the patch squares down just randomly wherever the holes are in this dress so that I can keep wearing the dress, which I like, and just lead into what it already is. Same with like my patchwork quilt on my bed. It is very obviously mended because I didn't bother to not obviously mend it. Like I went with the obvious mend.
Seems like the way to go.
It's a hand me down quilt. Like this thing has seen business. It has earned the right to show its age. And it's patched, that it's loved and it's worn and it's used. And that's the way I want it. So, but it doesn't work that way for everything. It just depends on the look that you're going for.
Oh, Rosemary's heading out. The internet is not great this far from the house.
Oh dear. Good luck with the cleaning.
And unrelated to dresses, but the Custard in a Swimming Pool show is called Brainiac Science Abuse,
Sure.
which, for a show putting custard in a swimming pool,
Yep.
yep, that's an abuse of science,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
But then again, we
Just,
watched Mythbusters,
yeah, Mythbusters is great.
and they wasted a lot of coffee creamer to make a very big bomb.
I mean, it wasn't even a bomb so much as a big foom.
It was a big foom.
It was a really cool big foom,
It was.
and it made me very scared of coffee creamer.
Yeah, I don't let it in my house. It's too
The powdered stuff,
flammable.
anyway.
Powdered coffee creamer is too flammable.
It's actually terrifying. But they did a whole episode about traffic jams and stuff, and I just pull up that memory file every time I'm stuck in traffic and I'm like, oh, I wonder if something actually happened or if it's just a phantom traffic jam. Most of the time, it's a phantom traffic jam. There's just too many cars and not enough space, and somebody braked a little too hard, and it just cascades.
It's better than the crunch I hear outside my window every once in a while.
Hmm.
I live on a busy street. Many a fender bender happen here. Also, many honking at drunk people at night, and many drunk people towing up the cars while they're getting honked at night. Personally, I'm a fan of not being on the road as a pedestrian. I feel like that's just the better way to do that.
Yeah. Sherry says, I'm really interested in those mending looms that let you weave over a hole. I really want to try that.
Yes, that sounds
Yeah,
interesting.
those look neat.
I also want to get a Shishinko kit. There's a Japanese style of obvious mending called Shishinko, and it creates geometric patterns um, in a thicker thread, like almost an embroidery thread, but not quite. Um, that then that geometric pattern covers the patch and a bit of the original fabric, and that in itself is an art piece on the clothing. But I love a lot of the Japanese. Oh, what is that? Oh, what's the term for when they repair? It is an age technique where they would repair cracked ceramics, and it wasn't
Oh,
about making the crack go away. It was about making the
yeah, and they
crack
did it with like gold and stuff.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah, because they were highlighting the age and wear of the item with its like going. You know what? It doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful. This crack makes it beautiful and unique.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes,
just loved
I
what
know
that
what you're
said.
talking about, and I also can't think of the name.
I don't remember what it's called. I was lucky when I was in Toronto. They had an exhibit of Japanese art history, and they had some of the teapots and cups and stuff there. Um, Way back in the day when a friend of mine got married. He's actually the friend who's in town. We're going for dinner on Tuesday.
Ah.
One more.
Nikki says, frogging back 8 inches of my Anker's summer shirt because I found more color to match the yoke, so I'm going to make it longer with longer sleeves.
Nice.
Good finding more yarn, but boo, frogging back 8 inches.
I was just going to ignore the
Boo.
painful part.
Yeah. Oh, also says kintsugi or something like that. Something like
Yeah,
that.
I think that's
Nitsugi, kintsugi, something like that.
stunning. It is stunning.
It is. Also agrees. It is so pretty.
Beautiful. I like what it says. That items don't have to be like brand new to be useful.
And you don't have to hide your flaws. Your flaws
Your flaws are
are the
fine.
beauty.
Yep. So good. Oh, did I send you the picture of my cat from yesterday?
I don't know. What did your cat do yesterday?
She decided to sit in the serving tray.
Okay, no, I have not seen this picture.
I'll have to remember to send it to you.
Oh, I am not cat sitting right before I come to Manitoba. That is not happening.
Well, there was
There, it was
if
dubious about
if
whether
we'd
it was
known
going to be
like
necessary.
half a week in advance, we could have made it work.
Uh, the reason for my potentially needing to cat sit is not happening, so
Okay.
there is no cat sitting to be done. But instead, I might be cat sitting towards the end of September because it's siblings' birthday weekend, and my present will be cat sitting and giving them my car for the weekend.
Okay. Are you going to Toronto, or is Gilbert coming to stay with you for a couple of days?
I will go to Toronto because that is easier than dragging all the cat stuff out here.
True.
So we'll have a podcast in a different location.
We will. If it's the last weekend in September, we'll have WIP Sprints at a different location too.
I think it's the second last weekend, so it's the
Okay.
Patreon knit in
And podcast? Okay.
and regular podcast.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I do it all the time when I'm out in Saskatoon with my parents visiting. I just podcast from a different room.
I'll see if I can get a kitty to appear on screen.
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know what Gilbert's gonna think of having just me around for a few days. He seems generally indifferent to me.
You're not his human.
I am not his human. But I think we
What's
can
that
be friends.
Instagram reel? It's a guy doing a voiceover and he's talking about the difference between the affection of cats and the affection from dogs. And it's like when you first get a cat, it's like and die. Like you have to earn a cat's affection. You don't just get it for free.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole partnership program in there. But a dog will love you or eat t-shirt stuffed of sticks that smells like you equally. And I went, yeah, it's not actually terribly inaccurate.
It's
Cats
accurate.
aren't as open with their affections as dogs are. Now, once they've claimed you, oh yeah, it's on like Donkey Kong, but they don't claim everybody that wanders by. It's like they remember that they were worshipped in Egypt as gods. They never forgot.
So, it should be fun. I figure at worst I will get ignored unless I'm delivering food.
Yeah, probably. Which really,
My chance to go for favorite aunt status. I don't know if I can achieve favorite aunt status, but I will be the deliverer of food and
yeah,
treats for a few days, so.
had a distinctive advantage with the tiny
I will also be
dictator.
the only human for a few days.
The tiny dictator's known her since she was 3 months old. And for many, many moons, Diana was over at least once a week in person. So the tiny dictator sort of grew up with Diana coming and going all the time.
I'll have to make sure I bring toys or something.
Snacks. I don't know what Gilbert's favorite snack is.
I don't know. I'm sure Charlie's got something.
How are we doing for time?
We have 6 minutes precisely left in this
Oh,
sprint.
God, it takes forever. I've only finished one square.
Karen says, I cat sat for my aunt once and he started bringing us presents after 3 days, so I think we were doing okay.
Yep. It depends on the cat.
I sincerely hope that the presents, should I be brought presents, I hope they are not dead things.
Oh, well, then just all cats do that because we're bad hunters.
Yes, and
It's a sign
obviously
of
we are
affection.
starving to death, and God, I hope he doesn't bring me flies or something.
You get used to it.
Half dead moth.
My favorite was when they come over and they love you so much that they clean themselves by you and then work a hairball. And then look at you like it's your fault. I knew it. Oh, you did it all by yourself. I wasn't helping you with this task. Okay, here we go.
It was dead birds. Oh dear. Well, Gilbert's not good enough to bring me birds, so. If Gilbert is an outdoor cat, worse than a dead bird or mouse is a half dead.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, when they're still alive,
However,
that's
Gilbert is very much an indoor kitty cat and sucks at hunting. So I'm not too worried.
you should be fine.
Sherry says, what about what the magpies brought me? It could be that. Is that better or worse? No, it's Gilbert's outside experience is the deck on the roof of a 3-story apartment building
Oh, I remember that story.
on a leash. Well, no, that was the that was the second floor apartment's deck that he got onto that one time that he escaped.
No, okay.
Normally, he's on a leash on their deck. He might bring you a dead catnip mouse. I could handle being brought a dead catnip mouse.
Occasionally, toys arrive and get put in front of me because they're broken.
Yeah, they're thoroughly dead.
Yes.
I was delivered a half dead mouse in bed when I was a teen. That was not a fun way to wake up. Oh my god. That's horrifying.
Dogs will do it
I.
too. It's not strictly a cat thing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm really glad Gilbert's not that good at hunting.
My sister's dogs did the massacre one winter. They got a hold of a rabbit. It was a very dead rabbit. And as far as the dogs were concerned, a very great chew toy.
Mm.
Yeah, that was fun to clean up. Not glad I didn't have to do it. I believe I walked past and went, "Oh, I'm really glad they're not my dogs." Oh, my sister and brother-in-law dealt with that. I believe that is an occasion for it. Not my monkeys, not my circus.
Yeah.
Deal with
I
my own
need
circuses.
some additional blue. Do I have any good blue in here? That's green.
I am so, when I refill my cup of water, I'm getting my baby dill pickle jar. I'm gonna eat some dill pickles.
Greens, white. That's the same yarn base. No. Okay.
Just counting to three in my head, guys, while I do these granny squares. It's just constantly making clusters of granny squares.
I need more blues.
Need more blues.
I need more blues.
The litany of 1, 2, 3 in my head. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Pretty much.
You're too green.
So the classical music pick for today on the radio morning program was Debussy, Claude Debussy. I happen to be a fan of his work. They were like, he would be 160 some odd years if he was still alive this week. I'm like, dear God. Is that a thing people actually would want to aim for? I do not want to live for 60 years past a century. I'm not entirely sure I want to live to the century. You know? Big God.
Oh, ding. Pomodoro's
Okay.
done. Or sprint, whatever. What are we calling it? It's a sprint.
You got distracted, didn't you?
I did. Well, it's a Pomodoro timer. So it's got the word Pomodoro on it. Okay. I realized I didn't actually hold up what I was working on. So I'm working on the halter top.
Yeah.
But I ran out of the blue that I was using. So I started using the gray.
Okay.
But now I've run out of the blue. So now I have this solid blue.
Okay.
This probably self-striping blue, and this that I know is a self-striping blue, but they all seem to be about the same tone.
You're gonna probably, how far do you got left to go?
I need to undo this row so that I can color change nicely. But I have a single crochet, a double crochet, another single crochet, and then some shells to finish off.
You're gonna need like all three. Darn near.
And I shouldn't probably, because I want this for the contrast cagey bit, but I want to hold this double. So I'm probably going to need all that.
Crochet really eats the yardage.
It really does. So I think I actually might need to undo everything I did this sprint.
Okay. Because you want it for the cage?
Mm-hmm.
Probably best to undo everything you've done this sprint to have it for the cage. If you think you're tight, you don't have enough. Your ability to estimate yardage is sketchy with knitting and non-existent with crochet.
Okay.
This is one of those, I love you, but we don't let me pick colors in poor lighting because I can't tell the difference, and we don't let you estimate yardage.
Fair enough. Okay.
We have strengths and we have weaknesses. Are we on a break?
We are on a break. I'm going to set the timer for a break. Short break.
Short break. That's how many minutes? I'm so confused. I usually don't
5.
pay attention.
But yeah.
It's plenty of time to go fill my water cup and get my pickles. I will be back.
Oh, when you get back, I
Chat.
need to get some snack also.
Talk with Diana. Diana needs to come up with a graph. That's just like two cartoon us running away to get snacks.
All right, well, let's put that to the side. I'm gonna keep frogging the whole thing and change up the color to light blue, dark teal, then chocolate brown. Post pictures in the group. Yes, that sounds like a fun color combination. Light blue, dark teal. Okay, I see it. I really wish I knew what I'd done with my little snips. They are here on this desk somewhere because I was using them yesterday. Oh my god. They are on the desk behind me. Because I was using safety eyes, I put them on the desk with the safety eyes, not on top of the stitch markers like I normally do. They're literally 12 inches to the right of where they usually are, and I couldn't see them. Good job, me. We just missed an opportunity to yell we are on a break. Well, we're gonna do that now. Once Jocelyn gets back. Okay, what am I working on this time? I have sock cuffs and secret knitting. And also a pattern test. My own pattern test. I'm working out a pattern for these potion bottles, and I'm going to make health potions, but the neck is hollow so you can put the dice in there. So it's like those resin health potion bottles. So you can just like pop the cork and dump it out. And so you can just roll the dice out of the potion bottle. But so I finally have red, so I need to make a red one. Test all of my notes, because I've made 2 of these so far. So I need to test all my changes and do it in red. So I could do that. Or I could do craft off knitting. Or I could do socks. Do the secret knitting. Okay. 1 vote for secret knitting. Why do I have so many notifications on my phone? Are any of these important? Probably not. Da, 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 da. Open the thing. To the place. Okay. I am over tiny, tiny little critter limbs, so I need to decide if I want to seam or pick up stitches or think. 3 different projects to choose from. Ooh. I mean, seaming sounds like it's getting something very close to being done. So I'm gonna vote seaming on the theory that it finishes something. Don't need that. I do need, woo, to not throw that. I can't show you the secret knitting. It's very distressing. Well, Dustin better get back soon. We're almost on our break. Whoop, clatter, clatter. I am very excited about this month's secret knitting. Next sprint is stripy socks. I need to get them done because I need the needles. I know I have another set of vanilla socks that are sitting here ready to be cast on, but I have to do the cuff on Mr. Diana's socks first before I can cast on new vanilla socks because, yeah, needles. Because my other sock needles are in the secret knitting right now. I kind of thought, oh, I do technically speaking have a 3rd pair of sock needles, but the cord is bleh and I don't like them. Seaming is on the 3rd Fomar cardigan. Pocket, yes, that one. I know what cardigan that is. Mine's in a bag on the floor. We'll need to put the button band on after, but yep, heading toward a finish with all 3 projects. Goal for this weekend. That sounds amazing. I want to finish 3 things. I mean, I've done 2 potion bottles and 2 dinosaurs, but I want to actually finish something that's been on the go for a while.
Are you chatting with chat?
I am. Karen pointed out we missed an opportunity to yell, "We were on a break!" And also I found the scissors that I couldn't find before. They were 12 inches to the right of where they usually are. So I couldn't find them. They were lost.
Listen. I have lost things with further inches between me and the thing. Further, fewer. Pickles.
Karen says, I tried to cheat and buy new sock needles, but I effed up and got 20 centimeter DPNs instead of 15 centimeter. Boo. That's the wrong size.
Definitely the wrong size.
Shall I start our 3rd sprint? 3rd sprint.
It is our 3rd sprint, and I'm going to somehow simultaneously eat dill pickles, drink water, and knit socks.
Sounds great. It was voted that I work on my secret craft off knitting, so that's what I'm doing. All right. 3, 2, 1, sprint.
Aqua.
This is great because I have to read a chart and read chat. This is absolutely not going to go badly at all. This will be great.
Shall be glorious. I was listening to the Pompeii episode of The Ancients. It's their third installment on their Pompeii series that they're doing. And oh, I love Pompeii. I love Pompeii so much. I actually took a history course strictly on Pompeii. It was literally a course entirely on Pompeii and Herculaneum, which are the two cities that were buried in the Mount Vesuvius explosion. So the guest star for this week on the Ancients on History Hit was our favorite lady from Betwixt the Sheets. It's another History Hit thing. Can you tell you like History Hit? Might be a fan. So that was fine. So I was happily listening to her talk about um ladies of the night. I was like, quick, find a word that I can use to describe the profession that isn't just what the profession is, because YouTube is weird. So she was talking about misconceptions, initial thoughts, what we should probably be thinking now, myths that still exist that aren't true that everybody likes to believe because it's a funny story, but like not likely. If you stop and thought about it for half a second, it's a no. It's probably not what's happening. And how easy it is to just misconstrue facts from things.
Mm-hmm.
So, with a lot of talk about male members, exactly how commonplace it was to have frescoes of adult activities in your family living room. Perfectly normal thing to do, by the way, in all living rooms, everywhere, on the walls where the children play. It's normal. As far as we can
Playing with the
tell,
children.
it was just a thing. Yeah, no, that's strictly a Victorian concept.
Yeah.
So I was
Victorians had a lot
delightful
of
to
weird
hear.
ideas.
Also did a little bit of debunking about how a lot of people say that that's the oldest profession, but if you actually stop and think about it, no, it's not. It's up there, but it's not likely to be the oldest profession. Which I was like, huh? And then she explained the reasoning behind it, and I went, no, you're not wrong.
So, what is the oldest profession then? Because I figured
Well,
trading
you mean
favors for money
favor?
would
See,
be.
like you struggle, right? Like I just want to
Yeah.
use the technical term, but I'm like, wait, no, can't use the technical term right now. That would be bad. Midwifery and doctoring, because
Ah.
you would barter
Okay.
for midwifery services before you would trade for favors. And remember,
Okay.
we have to have money first. Now, did it take us long? No, no, it didn't take us long to get there. Though I really do wish the whole world functioned like, oh, is it New Zealand? Where it's legal and regulated and unionized? Like, they're
Uh,
safe there. New Zealand, no, not New Zealand.
Netherlands.
No, no, you
Hmm?
there's an area you can go in the Netherlands, but do they have it?
I thought it
Is it
was like.
legalized there? And I'm not talking Amsterdam Red District. I'm talking like
Well, I thought that district existed because it was legal there. I might be wrong. I could be totally wrong.
I want the one where the girls are unionized, and when the men show up, they have to have up-to-date clean bills of health, and there's security in the building to protect the girls from abuse and the boys from abuse. And this stuff signed up front in contracts with like counselors available in the building. Like it is a full on treated everyday service that people can just go pay for, like
Okay.
therapy. And I know
Don't think that's Netherlands.
I think there's two places in the world that do it where it's a legal, like it can be your job, it can just be your job. That's what you do.
All right.
It still has a lot of social stigma, but at least it doesn't have the governmental stigmas for it. So I'd like us to be there everywhere.
It's
Regulated,
legal in the
unioned.
Netherlands, but not unionized. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, like just protections for them so that if that's your job, but we're going to see to your safety so you can do your job and do it safely. well, as safely as can be managed, right? Because like you could die on a construction site, you could die at an office, being an
Yeah.
office work. So like within realms of reasonable expectations. If you deal with the public, you have to be aware that you could have to deal with somebody trying to shoot you. Like it just that is how the world functions. So, but I was very I enjoy it, but I love anything with Pompeii and Herculaneum. Obviously, I took a whole course on it, and it's because we're still discovering stuff. But I'd love to go. I'd love to go. I want to go so bad. There's so many things I want to go do. I want to go to the Vatican and buy Pope action figures. I want to go.
Karen points out, whole families used to sleep in one room and still managed to add more children, so.
Almost all of the hang-ups we have are from modern thinking, Enlightenment thinking forward.
It's pretty
Medieval
silly.
people backwards don't really have those hang-ups. It's all constructed hang-ups. So,
So it's
but again, so is the
legal and
concept of
regulated in Netherlands and Germany, but unsure about unions, and yeah, obviously still lots of stigma.
side out. We need to like really we need to fix that. It's just ridiculous. We need to get them somewhere safe to work, somewhere where you can go get it, but you have to prove that you take care of yourself so you're not bringing anything to them. Give them a safe space to work.
I am
Will it get
all
rid of
for
all of
that.
the illegal? No, nothing ever does. Let's not sugarcoat it, people, but it will help. It would give a space with essentially what ends up being trained professionals.
What have I done to this poor yarn? Oh, I've split that severely. Oh, don't drop, don't drop. This is cables. Do not drop the stitch and cables. Okay, I fixed it.
Don't drop the stitch. Good. I was chugging water. I might actually go get more water after this because apparently I'm very thirsty. Um,
Apparently, there's a union in Canada for this.
yeah, yeah, we just have to destigmatize it, regularize it, unionize it, and get it
Did
to the
not
point
know
where
that. I
it's just a
thought,
thing. It's just a thing.
huh. I'm very curious about what the situation in Canada is.
I haven't looked into it. I wish it was just a regulated job like everything else, and it wasn't this big to do. Anyway, it's a thing. It's fun. Go learn about Pompeii and Herculaneum. There's always learning something new, and everybody feel bad for the poor dude who died there. And just it just looks like he's doing a 1-2 for himself, which is totally not what he would have been doing while he was dying. Uh, due to ashfall and stuff. Like you don't fall over in the middle of a volcanic eruption in your town, thinking to yourself, "Oh, do you know what's a really good idea right now? I'm just gonna deal with this. It's the problem in my pants at the moment. Probably not what he was doing. Probably not what he was doing. But because it looks like that's what he was doing, that's what people say.
To have that be your legacy in the world.
Just the poor dude. It's the same with the gladiator or with the two people in the gladiator rooms. Like, is it conceivable? I mean, yeah, sure, sure, but realistically, they were probably hiding. It probably wasn't a gladiator getting some with a rich lady while the world imploded. Probably not,
But it makes a good story.
but it makes a better story, so that's what we say. It's like, oh man, okay, probably not. What another pickle. That's my one. I have more podcasts to listen to. I'm like weeks behind on my audio podcasts
Okay,
again.
there we go. There we go. I'm like, what is going on with this cable? This is a particularly cabley row.
A particularly cabley row?
Yeah, some rows are more cabley than others. This is an
True.
especially cabley one.
That's fair. I'm knitting two socks at a time, and I'm like, why is it taking so long to get up the foot of this sock? And then I go, because you're doing both of them,
Yeah.
which means technically you're doing 2 feet at the same time, and 2 feet at the same time are going to take more than 1 foot at a time.
Sherry says maybe Ashfall
Ridiculous.
is his kink.
You know, there's a remote chance, so you can't say it's a zero chance. There's a not zero chance that that's a thing. It's just not likely. It's just really not likely.
I mean, if the world's ending, how do you want to go out?
Just, not that way. Self
Yeah.
gratification is not on my bucket list in the last few moments of my life. It's just not. It's probably not on most people's bucket lists.
As, probably not what I'm thinking of right that moment.
No, I'm probably not going to be thinking that at that moment. I'm not a guy. It's possible they are while they're doing other things at the same time. I don't know their brains. But it was an interesting discussion. And I want to go because apparently there's male members just everywhere. Just all over the place.
Just
Everybody
hanging
tries
out.
to just on walls, statues on the ground, everywhere. But as far as they've been able to figure out by the rules that they've arbitrarily decided to denote a brothel, there's only one. One brothel.
Okay.
But male members everywhere. And I'm just like, is it really everywhere? Like, is it really everywhere? Or is it just there's enough of it that people focus on it? And that becomes like the thing.
Going to
But I
the ancient
also,
Greece and Rome exhibit with the kids at ROM was there was much giggling, and I thought that was very funny. Like, yeah, guys, didn't used to be so uptight about it, but yeah, nephew's 11, so there was much giggling.
well, at 11, that's just the stage you're at, right? I want to go see the statue where it's the god doing it with the goat. That's what I want to do.
There's a statue of a god doing it with a goat.
Yep. I
I feel
have a
like I saw
bucket
some
list, man.
pottery at the museum where somebody was doing it with a donkey.
Yep. Huge bucket list. It would take us a whole year to get all the way around the globe to do all the things I want to do. And yes, that includes going to the Harry Potter things in England. But oddly not Stonehenge, which you think I'd want to go to. I want to go to Warhammer World. Museums. I want to go to the churches. I want to see so much stuff in Greece. It's not even funny. I want to go to the Byzantium Empire. I want to go to Anatolia region. I want to go to places where it's dangerous to be my color and my gender and not be covered head to toe and have a security force. Like there are some unsafe things on my bucket list. I want to. I hate heat. I hate heat. I want to go to Egypt. I hate heat. I still want to go. I still want to go. I want to go to the small islands. I don't even know the name of the islands, but there's like a resort and you can get rooms that are literally on the docks and your balcony opens up into a mesh so you can like lie on the mesh right above like crystal clear ocean underneath you.
Oh,
I hate the
that'd be
heat.
nice.
I hate the heat. I don't do the sun. I'm not an outdoorsy person at all. I want to go climb Mayan temples. Like half of my bucket list makes no sense. Could you imagine my blind butt trying to climb an ancient site, even with like the tourists? I would be a right royal pain in the keister.
It
Walking
might pose an
menace.
interesting challenge.
Walking menace. Now, don't get me wrong, the YouTube reels, that would be people freaking out as I charge ahead forward blindly with my cane, just doing my own thing, because I absolutely would be delightful and probably get many views. But that's not the point. The point is, I need safety rails and, and humans to keep me on the right side of the safety rails at all times.
Keep your hands and arms inside the safety rails at all times.
So I, of course, want to go check out Crumbling Castles. Ooh, this one's a big pickle. Must
Jude
consume.
says, Teen enjoyed Stonehenge as a very small child. The audio guides are interesting. I want to go to
Oh,
Woodhenge just up the road.
pickle fell off the fork. Yeah, Woodhenge I would do.
Sherry says, I use
I want to see
Google Walk
the.
to see hot and dangerous places.
I know, hey.
Good call.
I
Crafty
want to go
Chemist says,
see
my
the
sister's.
what's his name? He's the Pictish man in England. Anyway, huge, huge. Like if you're up close, you can't see it. Massive drawing on the side of a cliff
Oh, yeah.
of a dude with a dong, and the English countryside has been re-chalking this dude for a very long time. Like he is clearly visible and has been maintained for so like he's in the history books of the little small town. It's like, don't forget, pay the maintenance dude to go out and re-chalk him. Mm,
It's like a sacred duty or something.
that's what I want to go see.
Crafty Chemist said, my sister's blind and just did one of those tree obstacle courses this week.
Yep.
That could be fun.
I hate heights, otherwise I would.
And he
I
says,
still want
Marvel
to jump around
keeps
on trampolines with air Nerf guns and go at it. Maybe for my
Marvel keeps
50th.
saying she wants to walk in the mountains. There are big hills you can see from our bay window. There are walking trails that go up there.
Everybody's got something. I want to climb 50 billion stairs. That's not actually an overestimate. And check out all of the temples in Japan.
Oh, that's too many stairs.
So many stairs. But I also want to be for like cherry blossom season, and I want to be there for like the male member festival. And like, there's so much of the world that's so cool that I've never seen that I want to go see. Do I want to see the Great Wall of China? Yeah. I also want to see Hadrian's Wall. Like, there's some classic, iconic history things I'd like to go see. I want to see the houses and temples and churches in Spain because they're freaking stunning. Still hate the heat. Still hate the heat. I want to ride a trolley in San Francisco. We've all discovered and discussed how bad of an idea it would be for me to actually try to do this. Still kind of wanna. I still kind of want to get on Diana's skateboard and have her push me around. So like,
Of all the things that you've been listing, this is the most achievable thing.
I want to go to New Orleans and do like the dead tour, like the graveyards and stuff at night when I see nothing. Never mind, very little. In a city that's known for its drinking and debauchery with my totally not drinking ways. And I will still come home with more necklaces than Diana. Stone
Probably.
cold sober. Well, isn't it like you flash your boobs and they give you a necklace if they ask it? They got necklaces and they ask
Oh,
if
is
you do
that
it.
how that
That's the
works?
trade. I think that's
Oh,
the
I don't
trade off
know.
for that. I would totally do that for necklaces. Fine.
The extent of my knowledge about New Orleans is whatever occurs in Princess and the Frog.
I
So I'm
want to
sure that's
eat.
completely accurate.
There's Cajun food, and then there's one's city and one's rural. Creole and Cajun are different. They're going to make my
Mm-hmm.
head explode, probably give me really bad heartburn and an ulcer. I don't care. I want to go eat it. I want like a real Philly cheesesteak. Like I want to go to Philly and have a Philly cheesesteak.
Jude says, I've been to Flag Fen, which is the really old wooden walkway through the bog marsh with the offerings that Time Team excavated a while back.
I remember that time too.
That's
That's cool.
cool.
Baby dill pickles. I'm not knitting. I'm just eating pickles. I got distracted by pickly goodness.
Pickles are very distracting. You're making me hungry.
Well, I want to get to the bottom of this jar because then I have dill pickle juice. And you know how there's like that you could do a dill pickle chicken? Or the like it's along the vein lines of like the beer chicken or the
Okay, okay.
yeah. It's just a chicken flavored with dill pickle juice essentially. But I wanna do it with tofu.
You're going to dill pickle brine your tofu.
Yeah,
Actually, that sounds good.
yeah. Step one, get dill pickle brine. Therefore must eat pickles. This is not a hardship.
I mean, you could probably make the brine if you didn't want to eat all the pickles, but I
No.
mean, also it's an excuse to eat a bunch
Really?
of pickles.
It's an excuse to eat a bunch of pickles. I don't need to eat a jar of dill pickles in a month. I'm gonna. I don't need to go through a jar of pickled beets at Christmas time. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Doesn't mean
Pickled
it doesn't
beets.
happen.
Not a big fan of beets, but pickled beets.
I should make that. Did you like that beet? Did we make the tofu? Yeah, we made tofu with tofu, right? Did I do the
Uh, y-
sushi noodle bowl? Sushi rice bowl?
you did, but I wasn't there for it.
Oh, right. We got distracted. I should make you the beet poke salad that goes with
You
that.
did go on about how good that was.
Really good.
It sounded
We would
really
need
good.
to get some things like sesame oil and beets.
We can
We'll do
probably
that
manage this.
because I can make that. Like, the idea is to have a fridge full. Guys, Diana's coming for a girls' weekend, so it's a thing. And I want to have a fridge full of stuff by the start of the weekend that just needs to be pulled out and reheated in a microwave. So, like, the most complicated thing we have to do is make fancy coffees or order in. If we open the fridge and go, eh, you know, that
I would
beet
like
poke
bagels to
salad would
happen
be
at some
good.
point.
Bagels absolutely can happen. It can happen multiple times if you want. I live really close to a bagel shop. I live really close to a good bagel shop. I live close to a good bagel shop that does a turkey club that I put on a chocolate chip bagel, and it's really tasty. Don't ask me why.
I do find the chocolate chip bagel part of that weird.
It sounds ridiculous. You have to try it. It's a savory sweet thing, and I don't it doesn't make sense. Though I keep debating getting the turkey club sandwich and ordering it with an avocado on top, and I can't decide if I want to add the avocado in with that because it's already too big to fit in my face, or if I don't want to, you know?
It sounds
Like,
like you
will it
do want
throw
to
off
at
the
least once.
flavoring?
Just want to experience it once, at
I'm
least.
worried it'll throw off the flavoring, you know? But it'd be really handy to have you around for a bag of bagel chips. Otherwise, I eat the whole bag by myself, and that's too
Oh
much
my
cream
god,
cheese for my system.
we definitely need bagel chips. Sherry says, "Listen, I will go to the Dollarama and buy you a bunch of necklaces. You don't have to show your boobs." Spelled BEWBS.
Yeah, but I haven't earned those. I've earned them if I do it the other way. It's more value. Also, would gross my niece out. So, like, there's twofold applications to this process: creep out younger people and feel very validated in my earning program. It's like a points rewards program. Doesn't make any sense, but you do it anyway. Nothing I want to go do makes any sense, people. I'm fine. It's okay. I know that I'm odd. I am comfortable with my oddness.
Oh, I still have coffee.
Still a coffee.
Well, I thought I finished it because I turned off the hot plate so the light wasn't on, so I thought
It
my
was done.
coffee was done. But it wasn't, and now I just have cold coffee.
Ugh. So that'll be a thing to decide. You're here for enough days. We should just probably buy a bag of fancy coffee for you.
Maybe. Ding.
Then we can just
Also,
okay. Then we can. I knit like 2 rounds
I mean, same, but
and 8 pickles.
one was a very heavy cabley round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cables to one pattern repeat, and there's 2 pattern repeats around, so there was a 16 cable round.
That's a lot of cables.
There's only 64 stitches around, so it's a lot of cable.
And good news, we're getting close to the bottom of the baby dill pickle jar. I've been working on it steadily. So you know when you like start the pickle jar, you don't need the fork to get the pickles out because the pickles are right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the part where you need the fork to get the pickles out because there's not that many left.
All right, we have done 3 sprints now, so it's time for a long break, and it is my turn to go get snacks.
Are you gonna get pickles from your fridge too?
We don't have pickles. I'm not quite sure what the snack is going to be yet. It may involve making toast. Unless I can find something that I can make sufficiently quickly. Anyway,
you need to keep crackers and cucumber in your fridge at all times because then you can just slice some cucumber and have them between crackers.
We have crackers and cheese. We don't have cucumber right now. We've not been finishing our cucumber, so we decided not to buy cucumber until we actually specifically want it for something.
Cheese and crackers is a great snack and very fast. Mostly because you can assemble it at your desk.
Actually, this sounds like a good idea. Cheese and crackers and like nuts and stuff. I'm going to go assemble a little cheese plate.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to set us a long break timer of 10 minutes.
What? Crazy. I'm going to randomly talk at YouTube and I can't see the comments, so you will have some chat to get back to when you get back.
Oh no, my leg fell asleep. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I'm just going to stand here for a second, awkwardly, half in frame.
Oh, well, it's because of your legs numb.
How?
What else are you going to do?
How did it fall asleep? I don't understand. Don't understand. Okay.
Pins and needles.
Yeah.
So I did this thing.
Okay. All right, I'm going now.
Where I needed to find one project which necessitated pulling out everything under the sun. So now I'm left sorting everything under the sun so it all goes back properly this time. So that my overflow scrap yarn is at the bottom and the back where it belongs. But my not overflow scrap yarn, the projects, are at the front where I can get them. Instead of the other way around, which is what I did last time. Which was a problem. So here we go. Sorting the project bags. Because I got bags and bags and bags and bags of projects. I should finish something at some point. Over the rainbow. Now I got the reading rainbow song stuck in my head. Okay. Oh, my ribs hurt. I don't like doing that. Oh, I need this bag. That's my. It was once the Nightshade Society sweater. It is now another one was. What are you? Endless Summer Adventure sweater. Yes, I can tell from the front of the back. Oh. This is a conversation. This is a conversation because I might rip this. I'm going to stand up, Chad. We're just going to see bags moving around. That's what I can't go very far because I'm wired into the computer. But I've got a wiggle room. So we're going to use it. What I did is I very, very kindly got Erin to agree to help me organize my scrap acrylic yarn into bags by color. The size of the bag was determined by how much yarn of that color I had. And then put notes in them telling me what color is in there so that I would remember what colors I have. But now, in this space over here, I roll around. Oh, yeah. Here is my computer desk. At the bottom of the computer desk is an empty space. So I've been using that empty space to store the bigger projects, blankets, and now scrap yarn, which I want to have at the back because I don't go for the scrap yarn as often as I go for extra projects, which I can put in front. However, for the moment, literally all over my floor. So let's see what we can do with this. I'm gonna have to switch my headphones around because my wire is sticking out the wrong ear. This could be problematic. The hope and the goal is to keep organizing, keep purging, keep downsizing so that I don't have to put my seasonal stuff downstairs. And part of the reason I'm letting go of a lot of Christmas is I'm not that into Christmas as much as I'm into Halloween. The other part is I would like to get to it to the point where my Halloween can live in the apartment when it's out of season, tucked away in the utility closet, which requires me to make space elsewhere so I can pull some stuff out of the utility closet and put it essentially in the white cabinet that lives behind that panel there and in other places where they'll be useful. So that closet can become a seasonal closet. That's where I would like to get with it. So step one, make space in white closet, in white cupboard, which means get rid of enough stuff that you don't need and you know you don't need so that your crafting stuff just exists here. Step two, put enough stuff from the utility closet into the white cabinet so that you have a utility closet can turn into a seasonal closet. Step three is profit. I'm not sure how we're profiting from this, but we're going to profit. All right, what do we got going on here? I've got a hair, just a random hair. Why? Oh, I'm just pulling off my head. I don't need it. I have enough hair. Over here. Go over there. Walmart bags for days. What are you? You are a scrap bag of brown. I'm sure it makes a bag. Okay. So if I put scrap stuff on this side of me, and I put project bags on that side of me, this is my sundress. Oh, I want to be working in my sundress. Sundresses, because remember I started making that sundress. It was going to be pajamas. Going to be pajamas. I've got a very small quantity of that yarn. Ziploc bags for the win. What else do I got? Oh no, I need your project bag. You're my sister's blanket. I should finish. It's like 3/4 done. Sherry's blanket is 3/4 done. I really just need to finish it. All right, what are we gonna go down here? More this stuff. Okay. You are. Oh my gosh. Aggressive. More aggressive. What even are you? Or might need help with this. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, never mind. 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 Technically, this is a project. Okay. So that'll stay there. That'll stay there. What do we got? Head hit table. Head. What even are you? You are backyard. Okay, good. Where's you? What you're supposed to be? There we go. What's in this bag? This bag is a project. Scrapyard project, but project nonetheless. You are ooh, lacy petals. Not a project. This is my not a project. In fact, scrapyard. This whole bag just has the white and gray scrap yarn, and it's mostly gray scrap yarn, not a lot of white scrap yarn, and it's all acrylic. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, that's a blue bag. What's in here? Oh, remember that
What's in there? What are we
wordage.
remembering?
That bulky weight, super lightweight yarn that like the needle's like 50 times heavier than the project still. For that 80s sweater, the glaze sweater.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that.
So had I. Oh, I should make this one of the craft off options.
Hmm.
Super lightweight sweater for fall. That's so a thing I should do. Hang on, wait. I really have to squash this yarn in here because there's a zipper on this bag. Ugh.
We have 30
Zippered
seconds left of
project
break
bag.
time.
Okay. I was sorting.
For my next craft, or not craft off, for my next sprint, sock cuff or potion bottle?
Potion bottle.
Nobody wants me to work on this sock cuff.
Because we just want it to be done. We don't want to watch you do it. And we probably all think Mr. Diana is nuts and requesting. It's a sock. He didn't have to make it. He should just be grateful he got a pair. You guys can't see those.
All right,
Those are the rest of the
two votes
DK stands.
for potion bottle. I guess I'm making a potion bottle. Also is asking if there's a WIP update before the new year.
Yes,
I believe we're doing at least one more of those, right?
I think so. Where it is in the calendar. Also, I don't know. Go check the master list in the Google Docs.
I've
If you
got the
don't
master list
see
right
it,
here.
put it in. Jelly roll blankets.
Okay, we're doing a bingo card check-in this month.
Yeah.
Do we
Which
have...
we could make a WIP update instead of a bingo card update if everybody would prefer a WIP update.
We actually don't have any more WIP updates in our content calendar until the end of the year.
Do we want to?
We could stick one in. We can do that.
Sure. Where do we got space? Project.
Well, probably not this month because it's basically over.
Pretty much, yeah.
September, we've got the fall equinox knit with us.
So October?
Yeah, we could do either September or October, although we're probably going to do some extra Fiber Festival stuff. So yeah, we could do it in October.
Let's do it October, because September we're gonna have like Manitoba Fiber Festival stuff in there, so
Yeah.
yeah. Let's put it in
Because October
October.
just says monthly live and Halloween, so we can do
Well, I mean,
WIP update.
let's be honest.
I've added it to the list. It's officially on the content calendar. Coming at you in
Oh,
October.
good. Excellent. We're almost done sorting. I go.
Also wants a WIP update more than a bingo update. We could also maybe swap those.
Sure, let's swap it. My Roman hat.
Okay, sorry. This is going to be... Okay, so October we will do a bingo update, and August we're going to do a WIP update. There we go. Okay, now that's in the content calendar, so it's official.
That works. I sorted, so this half of the room is scrap acrylic yarn, and this half of the on the floor is projects. There are more projects than bags of scrap acrylic yarn. I need a WIP update because I need to make some decisions. I still
Karen
vote we
says you
just
should
do it
do
live.
the Roman hat.
I really don't want to do the Roman hat, so it's not happening. That's why it's still in its bag. I'm trying to decide if I want to finish it or rip it. Flip my headphones around so my cord's on the right side.
Jude says, people are fed. I will have peace again.
Oh, yes. It's easier to have peace if people are fed. Out of
also
here.
wants our update in early September since she's on a boat late August.
Well, listen, ma'am, it's not our fault you're on a boat. You can watch it when you get home.
All right.
No, wait, we've got the up. No, if I remember correctly, we're doing the
We were doing
live.
something on Monday anyway,
We're doing
right?
the live on Monday anyway for the bingo card, which now is the whip thing. So whatever, Asa's fine. She doesn't leave on our boat till next Thursday. She's good.
Okay, so we're doing a whip update on Monday, as in 2 days from now.
Yeah, why not? I won't have cleaned any of the projects up off the floor. It'll be easy to find.
My god, I hope I finish something by then. Good. Yes, okay. We've satisfied the moderator. Alright. Time to stop snacking
What are you
and make a
talking about?
potion bottle.
I want a potion bottle.
Wherein I test my own pattern. What just rattled? Oh,
What just rattled?
a D4. That's what just rattled.
You know, you could always send it to me and I'll test knit it for you. Test crochet it for you.
See, I have a pattern. It's a real pattern, kinda.
Okay.
Trust me. I still have to work out the cork. I want to put a cork in it too.
All right. Sure.
Also says, remember, I have access to a lot of things. That's true.
Yeah, Asa has like access to everything. And then Sugar's
moderators
not
have a
that
lot
far
of power.
behind her. The moderators have a lot of power, guys.
Maybe I want to rethink that.
Your
Could
God.
I just put an actual cork in it? Yes, if I had a cork the right size, which I don't. And so I want to include a crochet option in case people don't have corks the right size.
Well, and I don't want to use a cork for that. Cork trees are endangered, so that's why a lot of wine bottles have twisty tops now. It's a whole thing.
Crafty Chemist is working on the sleeves for my obnoxiously neon sweater. And I'm going to finally sew in my ends that I've been procrastinating on because it's boucle. Ooh. Alright, I need my pencil.
Is
I need to make sure.
Is going on here?
So that I can mark off all my rows.
Why? What is this? Where are you from? What are you attached to? Why did you escape the ball? Why? Why, ball? Why would you do that to me? Root.
Okay. I need to make a quick modification to this pattern and then I'll start our next sprint.
Okay. I've just been working on projects that are on this small table here on the side of the computer. Minus the granny square stuff. I brought that in from the living room because that lives in the living room and I worked on it when I'm in the living room. And I'm going to, I don't know. What do you want to work on? Should I do some secret crafting too off screen?
You can, I just did, so.
I'm going to do some secret crafting off screen and I'm not going to tell you guys which project it is. And it is a guess because I've got 2 projects.
I mean, I guess I could do more secret crafting for that other secret thing that I need to make swatches for.
No. Because you can't talk about it. I just can't talk about it. Oh, goodness, what am I doing?
Sherry says, look up those old-fashioned table leg covers. You can close and stuff them and it will be a cork. Interesting. I need something very, very small, though, to fit in this little space. I figure it's going to be a 12-round circle, and then I'm going to do some back posts to make a right angle, and it'll be like 2 or 3 rows tall, and then some more back posts to make another right angle, and yeah, it's going to be very, very small.
If you make it tiny and squishy, could you stick a bean in it for weight?
Potentially. Also says tomorrow I need to sew the sleeves on my cardigan. They are garter and I did not want to do them
In the
in the
round.
round. And
I
now I
don't
have
blame
to
you.
sew, she corrects on the next round. There was an X instead of a W.
Ah,
I mean, you could do that, but I don't see how that's going to help you finish your sleeves.
it's not. Kate chart, I've forgotten what I'm doing.
Okay, I'm going to have to write that better, but I know what I'm doing and I made my notes and... Okay, and then this row for the cork. I want to do back post single crochet,
Wait a minute.
12 stitches, and then I want to do some number of rows of single crochet. I suspect that, and then we'll do some more back post single crochet, and then we'll do 6 decreases.
Have we started?
And passing off. I was just writing my pattern notes. We're going to start now.
Okay.
Okay, sprint.
Begin.
Where is my color? My color's over here. Of all the things I have on my desk, the red yarn that I bought. I'm also very annoyed. I don't have any brown, and I forgot to buy brown.
I have brown.
So, I don't have brown for a cork. I'm going to I also don't have black to do like a rubber cork. I have navy blue, and we're going to pretend it's black for a rubber cork.
Yeah, that's fine.
My potion shop uses navy blue rubber corks. And that's just how it is.
If you buy fancy navy blue rubber corks, I mean, that's fine. You paid a premium for it. You can get what you want.
That's just how it is.
Just how it is.
It is just how it is.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's like WIP Sprints next weekend.
It's WIP Sprints this weekend.
This coming weekend.
Oh, the craft off. It's craft off next weekend.
Yeah. Oh, I said WIP Sprints, didn't I?
You did say WIP Sprints. Like we're doing that right now.
I'm doing WIP Sprints.
Yeah. We're craft off next week. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for sure I'm going to do that glaze sweater. But what other project do I pick? Mind you, we're literally doing a update. So I could just always decide when we do the WIP update what I want to do.
That's, yeah. Oh, Crafty Chemist is suggesting I could do white for my cork. It could be a glass stopper.
Ooh. I like that idea. Do you have white?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm making the glass part of the potion bottle out of.
Do that.
Could do that. I also have... Well, I guess that is my light blue that I have. Okay, okay. I like this idea. I could use different yarn for the cork and make it work. Yeah, I like this white for a glass stopper idea.
So do I. Quite a bit, actually.
And then if I did, like, slip stitch around the edge and make it like it's a wax-sealed glass stopper.
Oh, that would be pretty.
And then I can use whatever color I want for the wax.
Yes.
I like this glass stopper idea. This gives me lots of ideas. Because my initial idea was to do brown and then slip stitch like a heart design on the top,
Okay.
to signify that it's a health potion, or whatever
Yes.
symbol you want to use for whatever kind of potion you're making. But I couldn't figure out a nice way of doing that. Not that I've tried to do it, but it seems slightly fiddly, and it doesn't translate well into written instructions for writing a pattern, because it's kind of just like, and then freehand this slightly complex thing, and I don't know how
Yeah,
to
it's not
explain
gonna
it better
work.
than that. Yeah.
But if you make your potions different colors,
If the potions are different colors and we're doing like a glass stopper with wax seals.
that works.
Sherry asks, what is the glace sweater again? Do you remember anything about it?
I can actually in the next actually I'll just take a break now. Um, Give me a second. I'm mid-stitch. It is an 80s style pullover bulky sweater that is meant to give us some hardcore Flashdance vibes. Un momento. Un momento. Sweet jumping Jehoshaphat's. I got stuff everywhere. Why? Why stuff? Why are you everywhere? Cause reasons. Cause reasons. First of all, cause reasons.
Oh, light mustard for the wax color, like beeswax. Do I have that? I think I have that. I have that gold mustard color left over from Gilbert's sweater somewhere. I could do
Oh,
that.
God, that was ages ago.
Well, that was only last Christmas.
Yeah, that was ages ago, dear.
I have stuff way older than last Christmas. Could put freehand embroidery in the pattern as an optional customization. Yeah. Did I miss you saying why you were making potion bottles? I'm not sure if I actually did say, other than it's what I. Yeah, it's a pattern idea that I had in my head and now I'm making it. And theoretically, I'm maybe going to make some video tutorials for it as well. I may be independently starting a YouTube channel? Maybe?
She's discussed the concept of potentially doing these things. Guys, we'll wait to see if it happens. If it does, I
Yeah.
will absolutely subscribe myself and the podcast too, Diana. That won't be a problem.
In the meantime, it's an idea that wouldn't leave me alone, and so I had to make it. And now I'm making it, and I'm trying some different things. And ultimately, I've determined that the first prototype I made, with all of its mistakes, actually turned out the best. And it's the one that I like. So now I've written out the pattern properly, and now I'm following my own pattern, and I'm basically test making my own pattern right now. Is what's going on.
That's kind of how it works. You make something, you go, sweet, jumping Jehoshaphat's, no. Or, yes,
Well,
but
I
could I
mean,
do it better? And then discover,
I
no.
tried something different for this one, and this was a no. This is
Yeah.
the wrong proportions. Because the neck has to be this at least this big to fit the dice in it,
Okay.
which is 18 stitches around, for the record.
Okay.
Because if it's 12, the dice just get stuck. And then I was fiddling around trying to figure out what the lip of the potion bottle should be. And then a thing that I thought was a fail in this first iteration, Mr. Diana came along and was fiddling with it and then passed it back to me with the lip folded over like this. And I'm like, oh, you just solved all my problems. That's exactly what I wanted. So this is part of the pattern now.
Husband to the rescue.
And yeah. So then I just need to like write it up nice.
And clearly. It's harder to do
My
than it
greyhound looks like a
sounds.
balloon that hasn't been blown up. You're right. That is what it looks like. I tried a different sphere pattern, and it's not as pleasing as the bigger one.
Well, it's all about trial and error as you're making things.
So yeah, pattern designing. This is now my third potion bottle. I've been thinking about this for 2 weeks. I've made 3 potion bottles this week.
It's been bugging your brain, has it?
It really has. It won't leave me alone.
It happens. I get that way with things.
I just have to make potion bottles until I get it right. And then I had to go and get the right color yarn so that it could be the health potion that I wanted it to be.
Uh-huh. Ooh. My computer would like me to know a thing's happening. That's
A
nice.
thing? How dare it do a thing?
I have 8 pages of sweater patterns saved. This scroll is taking a hot second. Yeah, don't even start with me about the whole make a project page thing. I am aware. And you're not wrong. It would be easier if I just had a project page. I need to buy that Gramps sweater. I need to stop putting it off and I just need to buy it. Same with the
Oh my
contour sweater.
gosh. You were
They're
saying
like,
Gramps sweater, and that just twigged this realization, despite the fact that I already started making a baby hat, this twigged the realization that I suddenly have a tiny human I can knit all the tiny human things for.
you
All the tiny
just
human things
realized
that I've
that
never had a
now?
reason to make.
Oh,
This kid is getting too many sweaters.
yeah, well, they take longer than you think they're going to take, and babies grow really fast.
I know,
So,
I'm gonna start off making 1 year sizes. We're gonna start
yes.
off with the dinosaur hat. Then we'll find out how big baby is.
Yeah, babies don't
And
always
then
come in newborn sizes when they come home.
yeah. So I want to know if this one comes in a newborn size or not. I'll make the hat slightly big.
Yeah, it's
And
my current debate with the one coming in January. I know how big its siblings were and are, but how big will it be? Heavens only knows. And mom is tiny and dad is not tiny, so we could be anywhere from newborn to, 6 months.
yeah, I'm just gonna hop in and make sweaters at 1 year sizes. Cause if baby is big, then sweater will fit soon. If baby is tiny, then sweater will fit later.
Yep. Yep. I'm sort of at the point where I need to start looking at some of the Tin Can Knits ones because I don't like the adult versions, but they're cuter in the small human sizes. But on the adult sizes, it looks like too much to my brain.
Hmm.
So I need to do that. Watch, I go through all of this and it's not actually there, and I actually just have to do a search. So of course I will. It's fine.
One, two.
No, internet properly. Thank you, internet.
Increase.
How did I get this many sweater patterns put in a favorites bundle?
I don't know.
I like a lot of varied sweater patterns. Oh my god, there's a cobweb sweater pattern. Why am I not making this?
I don't know. Why aren't you making it?
That's a serious question I'm gonna have to ask myself. Probably because I want to make a different type of sweater. Why do I have boxy sweaters saved? I don't wear boxy sweaters. I don't like the silhouette on my human shape. Mm,
Oh,
I'm
I did
having
this real wrong.
questions about
Delightful.
some of my tastes. Questions. Deep introspection thoughts need to be happening here. The plethora of cardigans just makes sense to me. I love a cardigan. I need to make another Saturday morning sweater. My niece took
Oh
mine.
yeah, that one turned out really well.
I liked it, but it was
What?
too heavy, and I want to make it in a DK weight
Oh,
to be
Susanna says
lighter.
she'll get you the Gramps sweater pattern.
I would be freaking amazing. I keep putting it off because food is
Sorry, Suzanne. I
important.
was busy counting and miscounting and recounting and counting. It's
I have a
okay.
couple of little boys in my life that would look adorable, and I have a couple of little girls in my life that would look adorable on, and I don't give a flying fart about gender. It's a social construct we don't need
I mean, it's just
to.
an adorable sweater on any little human.
Thinkingly cute. No, really. Oh, I have to make the Chance of Snow sweater, which I actually own. I have the pattern, but I've never found the right yarn for it. Oh my God, Facebook, do I not care about your updates? I've been cleaning out my Facebook. I've been on Facebook for a really long time. It is a big project that I am not enjoying. Also, I don't have these pictures blown up, so it's entirely possible that the rough silhouette shape of the photo I'm looking for, I can't find. Because I'm blind. I think that's how that's spelled.
Oops, I overshot my.
Let's find out. Oh, it's almost 3.
So it is. There we go.
You know, it's
Got a roll
entirely
on that one. I
possible that
just
that is what I
overshot
meant.
in the beginning of my round. Nikki made the Gramps for Marvel. Was it adorable? Karen says babies look adorable in sweaters, case closed. This is true.
Guys, I'm not that into babies. They're
Okay.
fine. There's nothing wrong with babies. I just don't find them
I like
adorable.
other people's babies. They're cute.
I don't find other children's babies adorable either. It's just not a thing.
I like when they're happy and or cuddly and sleepy. But when they're noisy or smelly, I'm very glad I don't have to deal with them.
Remember that's half their life is noisy and smelly?
I know. I'm not saying I want them. I'm saying
Okay.
I like other people's babies when they're quiet and cheerful.
Okay.
What am I doing? I'm doing this. Doing
I
three
have no
single
idea what
crochet
you're
and an
doing. I
increase.
got distracted and now I'm looking at my
One,
computer screen.
2, 3. Increase. One,
Sherry, I might have to go hunt for this thing later and pull up a
3.
link for you because I know it's been linked in the pattern links before and I know I've saved it somewhere, but I don't remember the spelling I gave it, which isn't really true. It isn't the spelling I gave it, it's the spelling the pattern designer gave it. And I know it's in the show notes somewhere because I would have casted it on and talked about it, but I think that was like way back in the spring.
It was a while ago. I remember it was
I
out of
don't
the Arrow yarn.
It is out of the arrow yarn. Yeah,
It's
that's
like
super
AERO.
lightweight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that yarn that doesn't weigh anything. Like the
yeah.
needles weigh more.
It's a it's a bulky yarn that's a tube that's been blown with alpaca fluff in it, so it weighs absolutely nothing. So the hefty big needles you have to use to get gauge, if you're me, you're still hefty big needles if you're not me. Um, to get this beautiful airy drapey 2-row repeat boxy 80s sweater. I even remember the repeat. I just don't remember how to spell the sweater name. Is 4 times as heavy as the project right now. It's really heavy. Oh my god, it's gonna be so hard to hunt down. I'm gonna have to go back into the show notes, I think. I'm gonna have to go back into the show notes. This is just not proving useful, and I'm supposed to be knitting.
1, 2, 3,
Supposed
4,
to be
5,
knitting.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
I'm mid-row. I'd hate for the timer to run out now.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. do have the right number of stitches. I just miscounted at some point. That's fine. An extra single crochet, and it's fine.
Oh no! Don't pull that one. Pull this one.
Jude says, I got teen from small child to adult. I have no interest in other people's children as a result. I value quiet and calm. That's fair.
I've never been one of those people that's excited about babies. I don't have a problem with them. They just don't excite me, so it's fine.
I like other people's kids. Like I like going to school and schools and like talking to kids about science stuff, and I like kids, but I'm not sure about the raising of the kids. But I like other people's kids, where when
Fair.
they're in a bad mood, I can just send them away, and I don't have to deal with it.
I like restaurants that don't have children's menus.
I also like those. Increase. 1, 2, 3.
I like how you're counting. I'm not.
Increase. Well, I have to, because increases in crochet just disappear.
They really do.
There's 5 minutes left in this sprint.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I wonder if it'll matter much if the black fabric, if I've got any, if it's gonna be a huge textural problem difference if it's like a rayon polyester blend.
I don't know. I don't know enough
I'd have
about
to
fabric characteristics.
I'd have to lay them side by side to see how I like the feel difference between it. Because odds are really good I don't have it in a cotton. Or do I have money to just go buy a couple of yards of black cotton?
Increase. There we go. 1, 2. I apologize to anybody else who's counting right now. 3,
I
4.
feel like the chat is going to be filled with numbers, people assisting you.
Increase. I haven't looked at chat. Oh, it's actually not full of numbers of people trying to help me.
Ooh, weird.
Ooh.
The only thing floating through my brain right now is there's more pickle in my pickle jar. Should eat another pickle.
Ha, I counted that round properly.
I need to get that liquid extract pumpkin pie spice.
2, 3, 4, 5. Karen says, no point posting numbers if Diana isn't looking at chat because she's counting.
You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Motorbike.
Increase.
I can look up from what I'm doing in a moment and start talking. However,
1, 2,
between Diana's counting and my need to keep track of what I'm doing,
4.
my
I can
brain
count
is
quieter, I'm sorry.
slightly taxed doing the two at the same time. It's just
I will count quieter.
remembering what I'm doing around the numbers. And what I'm doing also involves counting. If I'm not careful, this could be a problem.
I was working on something that involved counting, trying to watch Critical Role the other night,
Oh god,
and
that's tricky.
anytime they get into a fight, it's just dice rolls and numbers everywhere, and I'm like,
Yes.
I love this because I don't have to pay too much attention to what's
But
going
also,
on. But also, you're saying numbers and I'm trying to count.
now on the flip side, a critical role fight while you're chart knitting color work, so nice. So nice. I don't know why. It doesn't bother me. But if I'm lace knitting, I can't. I can't. I can't. But if I'm color work knitting, absolutely not a problem. Doesn't bother me the slightest.
Well, in color work, you have like the previous row you can line stuff up with.
Yeah, which is probably what I'm doing, right? Though really, for safety's sake, it really should be roundy knitting when they do fights because they tend to die and then have cliffhangers and cause stress.
Also true. And ding. I'm just going to finish this round because I am so close.
That's all right. I got distracted, so I'm going to finish this row because I'm close to the end of the row and I don't want to
4.
leave mid row, you know? But it shouldn't take me too long to finish, so it'll be fine.
And I am somehow
So if I've got a
2
bulky,
stitches out.
airy sweater is one option. What should be the other option?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, I gotta start thinking about it now, guys, or I won't have a decision by next Friday when I have to post.
40.
Can you believe we're in September next weekend?
44.
Where the heck did the month go?
Yeah. I have absolutely messed up that row, so I'll just, you know what? It's fine. It's one row. Just take that back.
And you were being so careful with your counting.
I was. 2, 3.
There you go.
4.
There you go. I've done a row.
5.
Probably could have got 2 rows done if I hadn't gotten distracted, but you know what? I got distracted. So it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Now, the real question is, why do I have 60 million Ravelry pages open? No one
All right,
knows.
short break timer. It's getting close to 9 p.m. here, and I'm beginning to think I am done, and early night might be in order when WIP Sprints are over.
That sounds that's like totally fair.
Plan.
If you've had a bad sleep, an early night always feels really good. You know?
I almost had an early morning today. Like, I got up at 8, and I'm like, I could get up. I might get up. I think I'll get up in a second. And then it was 11.
Okay. That's way out there. But all right.
You know how it goes. Like, you think about getting up, but your bed's so warm and cozy, and everything's just nice. And, like, you'll get up in a second.
That is not how my brain works.
Oh, I forgot to get more water last time I got up. I'll be back. I need more water.
Ooh, what's this? I want that page. And I want to scroll down to the bottom. That's what I want to do. I need to get new glasses. These glasses prescriptions no longer accurate. I want that. And now I gotta do some scrolling. Scrolling, scrolling. Right. Yep, Kate. I've been in this too long by myself. Again. Note to self. Schedule more people time because you're going bonkers. Here we are. That's what I want. Raglan setup. I did the Raglan setup. Yes, I did. Short rows, which I never do. Skipping short rows. Because I don't need that nonsense in my life. Double Raglan increases. Sizes 4 to 11. Oop, that's me. I would like these words to be bigger to read. Edge.
Nancy is asking, where do you get that extract? I don't know what extract you were talking about.
It's a liquid extract called pumpkin spice, and I'm going to get it from the great evil overlord of Amazon because I cannot be bothered to go to 6 different flipping grocery stores to see if it's on the flipping shelf. I'm just ordering it. But if we're honest, I'm checking with Bulk Barn at the beginning of September, and if they don't have the stuff I need for fruitcake, I am also just going to order the dried fruit stuff that I want off Amazon. I am over this go across 4 different things in the city to find what I want nonsense.
Supporting local is great to a point.
I had no problem doing it when we were and dealing with the shortages at the height of the pandemic. Now I'm over everybody being able to get the beer they want, but the grocery store shelves have problems. Like I'm just like I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to work on my Widwows, my Borg sweater. And we're going to do some double Raglan increases because that's the stage I'm at. And I am between sizes 4 and 11, so I don't know. But it says make ones, and I remember this from last time. I just did knit front backs. Though I could technically do a yarn over and then knit through the back of the yarn over on the following round. But I don't always remember to do that. Then occasionally there's a hole. We're gonna not do that for ourselves. Phaedra, go away. Mommy's still grumpy with you. Okay, where is my... I need to repeat rounds 1 and 2 for a number of times. Hello.
So we're going into sprint number 5.
Stop.
Are we doing 4, 5 or 6 today?
5, 6, 7. What time is it?
Well, it's just about 4 for me, so I guess that's about 3 for you.
I think we should be good after this one.
Alright, so one more sprint. For my last sprint, do I do the sock cuff that nobody cares about, or do I recycle one of my other projects? Karen says, I need to finish my Stardew Valley socks before the next Cal starts. Yes, but also because Stardew Valley socks are beautiful and I like looking at them and then not knitting them myself. That is too much color work.
That's fair. I want to make them. I don't currently have the space in my brain for it.
So okay, everybody's voting for sock now. Okay, I'm going to do the sock.
Works for me.
Leave that open. There we go. Okay. So for the sock, I think I'm just going to, rather than messing around with the one little stripy one, I'm just going to make the solid one look like the stripy one. I think that's all I'm going to do, so I only have to pull back one sock cuff.
That's easier.
Question is, where did I weave in this end? Because I did a really good job of it.
No, Phaedra.
Okay. All right, I'm going to hit the button for the last sprint.
Hit the button.
Here we go. Last sprint, last sprint. Okay, it looks like I wove it in here.
Oh. I was going to put the lid on the pickle jar, but there's only 2 pickles left, so I'm just going to eat them.
Good call.
Because they're not full-size pickles, they're baby pickles.
Are we use a stitch or a loop? We are the loop.
Okay. There we are. And here we are with this. And around. And then what I needed to do for that. So,
Oh, come
start
on,
off
little
right.
end.
No. You need to.
Cat no?
Cat no. No.
Here we go. And then we do like that. And then in theory, oh, not quite like that.
There are no cuddles for you today. Your mother is mad.
So, oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Need to. Make one. Make 2. Make 1. Do some knitting.
How many rows do I have on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Whoop, burp. Doing the stitches to the next marker.
Does anybody know how to pick up the right leg of a purl stitch?
What?
Well, because I have to pick up stitches in ribbing. How do I do this?
I have never run across that as a thing that I needed to do. I have no
I
idea.
want to pick up my stitches in the ribbing of the cuff of the sock.
I'm sure chat will have an answer for you. I would just pick up as usual and not care.
Well, yeah, but it's more like, where do I stick the needle in to pick up the leg of the purl stitch? Pick up the bump and then make the right way when I knit. That's probably the easiest thing. Now, which one is the bump that's part of this row? I think you're the bump that's part of this row. I think, maybe. You seem kind of tall, though. 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I think I figured it out. We do that. And that. Okay. It's working.
Okay.
Okay. Pick it up whatever way works and fix it when you knit it. Got it. That is the wisdom of chat.
Chat's smart. Should follow chat. It knows what it's doing. Repeat this increase panel project till you get all the way around. Okay. then take a rest row. Sure. At some point, I'm gonna have to switch the sweater out. I'm on a 14-inch 4mm circular. I'm gonna have to move it to a big body size circular at some point. I'll wait till it's like always gonna be in the round, so I'm gonna have to be most of the way down my shoulder increases. So there's gonna be a lot of stitches on here before I'm done.
This is like one of the more challenging things I've done.
A two. An increase.
Okay, almost got a rhythm.
So of all of the weirdness today, it's the socks that are giving you the grief?
I've never had to pick up stitches in a rib pattern before.
Oh, weird. I would have thought you had it at this point.
Never picked up in ribbing before.
Hmm.
Doing a new thing today. 1, 2,
Well, that's
3,
good
4.
because you should do a new thing every day. That's how we learn, right?
It is good for the learning. I can feel my brain cells being exercised. Also, some of the muscle memory, where it's like, just stick it in like this for this way. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not doing that. I need to do this other thing.
Pickle. No. I'm not putting a jar with just two pickles back in the fridge. I mean, I am putting the jar back in the fridge, but the goal was an empty jar, so.
You're really determined to get that brine.
Really am. My toes don't bend that way, ma'am. They're only designed to bend one way.
12, 14, 16, 18, 36, which is half of 72, which is how big these socks are. Perfect. That's half the stitches picked up.
Half the stitches picked up.
One, 2, 3, 4.
We used to do that thing where it's like knit to this many stitches before the marker and then do a thing, and you're like, ugh. Some point I'm gonna mess that part up.
As long as it's a small number of stitches before the marker that I can roughly eyeball, it's all
What is
right.
this roughly eyeball you speak of?
Well, yeah. When it starts, like, when it's like knit till 3 stitches before, that's fine. When it gets up to like till 7 stitches before, that's a little more annoying.
Hmm.
But yeah, having eyeballs helps with the eyeballing.
Oddly enough, I've discovered that that is the case, yes. Good she knows. Uh-oh. I lost track of what I was doing. Ah,
Sorry. Also says
that's what
tomorrow will be
I
a day
meant.
of sewing and weaving in ends. I have 2 pairs of socks, a cowl, and my cardigan.
Increase.
But that sounds like a lot of finishes in one day.
I got it so many finishes in one day. I am both jealous and not even remotely perturbed. All at the same time. If I'm honest, what I
If
should
you
be doing while we watch anime tonight is I should be hand sewing my waistbands together.
Jude says, if you were Pockets, which safe place would you be hiding when nothing is where it should be because you spent a good chunk of the last month dealing with building work and old house problems?
Oh God.
There's a number of safe places they could be. I suspect they are underneath something else inside of a container of some sort.
Ooh, good call. Or filed away with something else that isn't even remotely related but made total sense at the time.
And the container that it's in is probably one that you've looked in already, but because it's underneath something else, you didn't see them.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I've done that. Guys, I keep walking past my entryway and turning on the light lamp for my entryway at night so that I can get up and like go to the bathroom and not kill myself in the middle of the night. I need night lights. It's a thing to orientate myself. And shoved in my hurricane glass is the cowl I go looking for every once in a while. Not that I ever remember where the cowl is when I want it. But sometimes I'm always like, what is that in that jar? Oh yeah,
At 4 in the
that's a
morning, you know
thing.
exactly where it is, but at no other
Uh-huh.
time.
No other time. This is a restro. Woohoo, restro.
I'm so close. I'm so close. I just have to pick up a few more stitches and not stab myself in the eyeball with this knitting needle.
Okay. Do not stab yourself in the eyeball with the knitting needle. We'll say
Asa
this for
says,
the
I would hide
woodwork.
in the linen closet if she were Pockets.
Well,
That's also,
yeah,
yeah, a
an
likely place.
option. Yeah. Where you because you would have been cleaning at the time. Every day you start, you're cleaning. Any number of things. I was looking at Truly Victorian. They have some new patterns I might have to buy. Might have to buy. Because reasons.
Oh no, why is this row so squishy? Come here. I need to count some stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then in theory, I have 36 stitches on this row.
Okay.
2, 4,
Like in the stairs.
6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28,
I have a
30,
pickle
32,
still.
34. Well, how's that work?
2 stitches short.
But I picked up all the pairs. Did I miscount on the other side and I have like a lot?
Then you have 38 on the other side. You know where your 2 stitches went.
10, 12, 14, 16, 18,
Ugh.
20,
Yeah,
22,
I'm
24,
so happy I
26,
decided to
28,
pull
30,
this yarn out from the nightshade and move it into a wood woes.
36,
I'm gonna be much happier with it as a wood woes, I think.
38,
It still leaves a problem of what yarn do I do for the Nightshade Society sweater because I definitely want a Nightshade Society sweater. I have to keep my eyes peeled for a good sweater quantity for the Nightshade Society sweater. Like it could be heavily variegated as long as it's in a lighter color. Should I use my slutty pumpkin?
I tuned back into that at Slutty Pumpkin. What?
I'm contemplating the Nightshade Society sweater because
Okay.
I couldn't see the cables or the bobbles, and I was losing the lace because of the darkness of the yarn for the Borg colorway, which is why we ripped it out.
Yeah.
But I do have a sweater quantity of slutty pumpkin. Do I
Okay.
just make an obnoxiously bright pumpkin orange? Okay, slightly dirty pumpkin. That's why it's slutty. Um, Sweater out of the Nightshade Society sweater. Just have a slightly aggressively loud sweater.
Hmm.
Maybe. Though This does mark like the first, no, second time ever I've reknit a pattern, not counting vanilla socks. I think the only other time I've knit the same thing twice that isn't my own design or socks is the Shapely Boyfriend cardigan.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I think I always try something new.
Frequently. That might be true. Sorry, I've been falling down on my chat duties. Yes, Susanna, we are still sprinting. This is our last sprint, though. Oh, she also, Susanna would like to know what Gmail account to send the Gramps pattern to.
Jocelyn. So my personal one. If you've got it, Susanna. If you don't, I will message it to you. I send you a message. I was listening to Golden Oldies like on Spotify. Bloody
Happens a
words are
lot.
so similar.
I know.
Oh my God. So I was like, I
They're
want some
both
Golden
green.
Oldies. They're both, it doesn't help. It
It
doesn't
really doesn't.
help. So I was listening to some Golden Oldies yesterday while I was doing computer work. So good. And singing along to more of the lyrics than I thought I would be. Okay. Spooky. That's the thing that happens. Well, some days at work, when you're doing work stuff, you want classical music. You want something nice, soft, background, instrumental. Maybe you're feeling some Celtic, some, world folk music. Sometimes it's world folk music days. So usually those are days when I'm like, my brain is maxed and I'm already stressed. That's a folk music day. But yesterday, I definitely wanted some golden oldies, which usually I only go for when I'm cleaning or share golden oldies when I clean.
There's a
Oh,
particular set of like 1970s rock that is like the cleaning playlist because it's what my dad would always put on when he was cleaning on Saturdays.
hence the share. So my mother would play. But like, I bought the Beatles Red album, like the CD when they did the remastered. So like, I have a lot of older stuff in my repertoire that I've already been listening to. I'm still adding new artists all the time because I read somewhere once that when you stop exploring and adding new music, uh, it slows down some of the elasticity in your brain.
Oh, well, can't have that. We need
And my
a nice springy brains.
I want springy brains, so I didn't want to fall into that rut. So I'm always searching new and finding new stuff, which is fun. I enjoy doing it. Ian McConnell came out with some new songs. I already have all his other stuff, but I got his two new ones. They're cute. It's called Lazy and Busy. Couldn't agree more. Ian McConnell. Not always child appropriate with his lyrics. Guys, watch out. We'll talk about concepts that you may or may not have exposed your children to. However, very lyrically heavy and delightful. I find quite delightful. But I used to enjoy rave music more, like I used to enjoy dance electronica more.
Mm,
But I'm finding that as the vision fades, it's more about the lyrics for me,
interesting.
which is has been a weird. I still enjoy dance electronica music, but not as much as I'm enjoying the lyrical music now, which, a little weird. How much time do we have left in this sprint?
5.5 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm negotiating. I picked up my knits and my pearls on different rows.
Ooh, okay.
So now I get to pick up a dropped stitch and fix stitch direction every other row.
Oh, that sounds fantastically fiddly.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? This is what I needed in my life.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you no. I'm going to continue to eat the last pickle. Mm. Baby dill pickles just have got the right crunch and mouthfeel. So good. You never really have a soggy baby dill pickle, you know? Why, computer? Why do you
This
do
is
these
so
things?
fiddly. Okay.
Makes no sense. I hate you.
Karen says I've been listening to Every Day by Buddy Holly a lot since watching season 2 of Good Omens. I know that was stuck in my head for so long after
I
that,
haven't
but
watched season 2 of Good Omens yet. I should do that.
you should. It's I both love and hate the way they ended the season, and I desperately hope there's more.
Okay, it's one of those. Has it?
Yes.
I enjoyed the book. I liked the television series. I didn't even really care that they kind of diverted because it was entertaining.
I mean, they made some changes for TV, but
You always make
season,
changes for TV.
well, yeah. And season 2 is based on a book that never got written, to my understanding.
Okay,
So that's cool.
well, at this point, it's just free willing and TV writers, so heavens only knows what you'll get, but keep meaning to check it
Well,
out.
no, it's so what's his name? Um, what's his name of the two authors? One of them's still alive, and he's like an executive producer on the show.
That'll help. But I need to watch like Witcher season 3, and by watch I mean listen to the described audio.
To the Darkness.
Yeah, pretty much. That's one of those ones that I knit on things while it's working because I don't watch it. I did finish the most current season of Too Hot to Handle. Always a good time. Always a good time. Guys, they get dumber every season and I don't know how they do it. Freaking amazing.
That is just I I think I lowered my IQ by watching a season of that show.
Oh, every time. Every time I'm pretty sure they're gonna come revoke my educated card. And I don't care. I do not care. I cannot help it. It is a train wreck. I must consume. I must consume. If Diana will know the weird animes that I am willing to go gleefully watch for fun. That should rot my brain out my ears. One reality television program isn't going to do it. It isn't going to do it. I didn't even actually get dumber by watching Darkest Night and Darkest Night 2, which I cannot find anywhere for the life of
Oh,
me.
yes, Neil Gaiman, thank you. Karen says I really want the third season. Apparently, that would be the sequel they thought about but never wrote.
Okay.
I don't know what is going on in this row anymore because I picked up the wrong row a little bit sometimes.
Oh, it feels so good to be working on fingering weight sweaters. It's not a thing I'm going to say when I'm working on the body of a fingering weight sweater, but that's not the point here. Point here is to get this bad boy to roundy so that I've got something to knit on that requires no thought while I watch Critical Role and do Dungeons and Dragons myself. It was so cute. The mom at the table, because we go to the house with the small child
Mm-hmm.
because parents and small child. So our mid game break is when he goes to bed. Like mom and dad go upstairs and put him down to sleep, and the rest of us have our mid-game break.
Ding.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Uh, she messaged me the other day, and she was like, "He's got a fever. You might want to call into D&D." I'm like, "I would, except isn't that next weekend?" She's like, "Never mind." I'm like, "Okay, just checking that I hadn't messed up." Okay, good. That's our last sprint. We're done for the day.
Yes. I'm just gonna fiddle with this a little bit more because I've slightly picked up wrong rows.
That's not a good idea.
It's really not.
Need to knit faster.
Don't we all?
I mean, I'm not gonna stop. You never wanna, because I don't make notes. There's like programmed stop and start points for me. So like if I pick up a toe of a sock, I always know my first row is an increase row. And I stick to that rule for everything when it's at the increase section. So that way I know no matter what the work is, if I'm doing increases, I am at an increase row. Because from there you can always just count the stitches, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's totally fine. And it means I don't have to make notes or try to remember things, which is always a good idea. So I'm gonna have to knit one more round after this on the wood woes because I am doing an increase row, but there's a knit rest row after this. Not that the rest row will take very long to do, but and I'm definitely making the larger size, so we shall see. Though
I
I've
really
got to,
wish to pick up row
yeah,
6 on so many of
when we do
these.
the whips, the whip check-in
Mm-hmm.
on Monday, I'm gonna have to make some hard decisions on some of these projects. It's getting excessive again. And again, I'm not counting the blanket projects, guys. They're just huge.
Yeah.
Huge projects. I'm counting the other things. I need to let some stuff go. Reclaim the yarn, do something else with it.
Reclaim the needles and markers and project bags and
Yep. All of that good stuff.
oh, okay. Slowly making progress on actually properly picking up all of these stitches. I'm going to say that for my first ever picking up stitches in 1x1 ribbing,
Yep.
it was not an abject failure, but
Okay.
it also was not a resounding success.
So needs some work, but doable.
Yes.
I feel like that's fair.
10 of 40 chart rows done on the foot. The end is in sight.
Oh
That's some
yeah, that's
speedy knitting.
amazing. That's so good. It's easier for these WIP sprints for everybody else who's on the other end with the chat than it is for the people
Who are trying
who
to be
are trying to be
entertaining
doing
and
the
do this at
video.
the same time.
Uh-huh. Because I know when I'm knitting, when Louise does her New Start Mondays, it's way easier to be in the chat working on a project. It's like, why is it so hard when I'm on screen? Never mind.
It
Because it
is
is.
challenging.
Because it is. I enjoy these though. These are fun. I look forward to them every month.
Me too, and I get to do lots of stuff, and I have so much content for the podcast tomorrow.
True story.
I will be so grateful when I am done this row on this sock because holy Christ. I got like a quarter of one row done in the like 25 minutes.
Wow.
I I frogged a
Okay.
few rows and I got a quarter of one row done.
Well, I only got through two raglan increases, but like, look at the color.
That's a good color. That's the which one again?
This is the Borg colorway.
Okay. And it's being what sweater now?
It's a Woodwose.
Woodwose, yes. Sorry, I know we talked about this. I've got so many other pattern things in my head right now.
Good thing I'm a walking encyclopedia.
Yep.
Nope. I do have to knit this round before I put it down though, because I really need to be at the start of my round and it needs to be an increase round. Otherwise, I could get confused and muck up my sweater and
We don't need
I
that.
don't need that in my life. Baby
Us is asking, is
Gonzalez.
it this weekend that Stash Dash ends?
I believe so,
Yes?
yes.
Question mark? Because I've been
I believe
following that
so.
so closely.
Not even remotely closely at all. Once I realized that I was just having a discombobulated summer where I didn't want to finish, I wanted to cast on new things, I sort of tuned out, which I do on the summers when it doesn't work out for me. But yeah, like Laura's back to school because they go back to
Oh,
school really
it
early.
ends on the 31st at midnight, and presumably your local time zone,
Yeah.
because that seems fair.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong, if I manage to somehow by some fluke finish that crochet blanket I've been working on, that's like a ton of yardage in there. Because it's eaten 8, 9 balls of carrot cake yarn already,
Ooh.
worth of yarn roughly.
I should add up all of the yarn roughly in my finishes.
Yeah. So
Just out of
it's a big
curiosity, not
project.
that I was
A big
competing or anything.
I like setting it as a goal to see how well I do. And some years I do great, and some years I do, ooh, not so good. But it's like when I do book sprint, like when there's book readathons and stuff. I don't. I like to just do it to see what I can do by myself, but I'm not really in it to like do the whole comparing and showing
Competitive
off thing.
thing?
I like the self challenge of it. Does that make sense?
Totally does. And comparing yourself to how you did last year?
Yeah. Last year, I did better than I did this year. So,
Yeah, different
whoopsies,
time, different place.
whoopsies. Next year I might blow this year out of the water. Who knows? Just depends on where I'm at.
Starting to get
Depends on
into a bit of
where
a
I'm
flow
at.
with this and super annoying row.
Well, yeah, but once it's done, it's done.
Asa says, I think I'm about 6,500 meters. Jude's completed 15 projects and 17,000 meters.
Yeah, yeah. Like my goal was the 10K and up, but I finished. What have I finished this summer? The 1908 circular shawl, which, do not get me wrong, just shy of 2 balls in each color of gray and white, and each ball had 637 yards. So 1.2 kilometers, 2.4 kilometers. So like that shawl alone is 2.4, 2.5 kilometers.
Ugh, that's a lot.
Which is not bad. I just don't know what else I finished. Does that make sense? Like I don't remember what I've been finishing and what I haven't been finishing. Like, have I been finishing things this summer? Oh, I
Always look
finished the
back through the show
Midnight
notes.
Breeze. I finished the Midnight Breeze, and that was 2.5 balls at 500 yards a ball. So that's another 1.1 kilometers. We'll be generous on myself. We'll say 1.3 kilometers. Add it to the 2.1 I've already done. That's 3 point, what, 6? No, that's 3
What have
plus
I
2,
actually
5.
finished? And what window
3.5
even?
kilometers. Have I finished anything else this summer? Like 3.5 kilometers, roughly.
Oh gosh, I really could not say.
I don't know.
I have my list of things. I finished, we were started in May 27. What did I finish in May?
And I actually have to go back to the show notes and take a look. I really don't pay that much
Since the
attention.
27th, well, in May I finished the Spring Valley Bandeau, the rainbow one,
Yeah,
the Enterprise socks, and the hexagon cardigan.
that's a lot of yardage, all of those.
I don't know what specific days I finished those on, though.
That's fine.
In June, I finished the the crochet halter top, the white
Yep,
one.
yeah.
And in July, I did the Sylveon, the little Triceratops, the little fidget popper, and a green Triceratops. I made a lot of little doodads.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what you were in the mood for.
I haven't finished a lot of big things. This month, I finished the Stego sweater
Yeah.
and the scrappy stripy striping socks and the summer
hmm
secret crop.
hmm Oh yeah, your yardage is way better than mine.
Still not huge though.
Well, that's fine.
I'm
Again,
not
I
even
got
going
what,
to
like,
attempt to weigh the amount of yarn that went into the little things that I'm crocheting.
there's no way for me to be done the blanket by September because I know I'm gonna run out of white yarn and I haven't gone to the store to buy white yarn.
There's a truck backing up literally across the street, and it's so annoying, and I really wish they'd just finish backing up already.
But hey, if we've caught up on chat, we're good. I know you're so focused on your sock right now.
God, this truck. Okay. Susanna's got more Karen cakes. Jude's got what? Sorry, Jude has 6 projects that I want to get done before the 31st. It is my whip down motivation. Unlikely to pick up crochet or knitting next month. And one of the projects I finished was a fingering weight king sized blanket, which was around 8K alone. Eight
My
plus years in the
gosh.
making. Holy. You
That's
prepped for
a
that stash dash.
beefy project. Holy schnickerdoodles. That's massive. Also, good for you.
King sized fingering weight blanket.
That's
I'm not surprised
amazing.
that took 8 years.
I mean, neither am I. Those are some long rows. Because isn't a king bed 80 by 80? She's beefy. She's a beefy bed.
All right. Before I get back into this sock thing, which I'm now
Okay.
halfway done
Okay.
the round, we should probably wrap this up.
We should. You're in charge
Oh,
of
it
the
was a
lives, my
memory
dear.
granny square project. Yeah, that would take a while. Yeah, so we should wrap this up because it's coming up on 5 o'clock, which means I should see if I need to do something for dinner.
This seems wise. I should confirm with mysterious Mr. B that he's conscious and still coming over. And
I
done.
might have volunteered to make crispy tofu.
I love a good crispy tofu.
Either I'm making crispy tofu or Mr. Dan is making chickpea curry.
Also tasty.
Either way, somebody needs to make rice.
May I recommend putting a Spanish lentil stew into the mix?
I'm not
I
opposed to
did
this
it.
idea.
I did an experimental Tuesday with a Spanish lentil stew, and I have fallen down the rabbit hole of different spice flavorings for it.
Okay.
With a core of a diced onion, veggies, canned tomatoes, lentils, and a couple potatoes all in the one pot with different spice mixes, depending on the flavoring you're going for.
That sounds like an excellent stew base, soup
It is
base, whatever you said.
it's a stew. It's a stew. Yeah, it's excellent. It comes together real quick and it's easy enough to change up because you use different veggies.
I like it. I'm a fan of a base that it lends itself to variation.
Soups and stews, guys. I love soups and stews and carbs. That's my life. That's my favorite thing. 9 times out of 10, what I'm eating, soup, stews, and carbs.
All right,
Because I
let's wrap this up.
can. All right. Do you need me to do an outro? Is that your problem?
No, it's that I keep picking up this sock while we're talking and then I have to finish doing the stitch. Okay. Have a good rest of your weekends, everybody. Thanks for joining us and hanging out. I will schedule the live that we're doing on Monday to talk about our WIP piles, I guess. That's what we're doing now, yeah? That's on Monday. The
Yes,
usual
that's
time?
on Monday. Yep.
All right. Bye, everybody.